I know people are going to be like, you have to admit, I admit everything, that I've been wrong about everything. And everything is terrible. And it's just back in the same spot. And I went on Tankathon today during the game. I have not been on Tankathon at all this year. And I was excited to not be on Tankathon. I was looking at offensive linemen on Tankathon in the middle of the third quarter. This game was so bad. The Bears are so bad. On today's Pardon My Take, Week 10 in the NFL, we've got a lot to talk about. We had a great game in the Steelers-Commanders. The Bears season is very much over. Patriots win, Eagles win, Jets season is over. We're going to talk about every single game. We're going to start with fastest 2 minutes. We're going to do Who's Back of the Week. It's a Football Monday with PMT, and it's brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. The NBA is finally back. Here's a way to get even more into the action following your favorite players. Playing Pick 6 from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's super simple to get started. First, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, then select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat like points, rebounds, three-pointers, and more. Track your picks for a shot at huge cash prizes. That's all there is to it. Pick 6 is available in most states, including California, Texas, Georgia, Missouri, and more. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Hoop it up all season long with the newest, most fun way to play fantasy sports. Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Hoop it up all season long with the newest, most fun way to play fantasy sports. Pick 6 from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, November 11th, week 10. What?
11/11.
Happy Veterans Day.
Veterans Day to my dear, close, personal friend, Kellen Winslow.
What?
He's a soldier.
We start in Germany, where America finally got revenge for World War II by forcing them to watch the Panthers and Giants play football. Danny Dimes translates to Danny Deutschmark, and his stock is currently sitting stacked up in a 1933 wheelbarrow. Chubba L. Ron Hubbard was reached the executive division of his career after signing a massive extension and running for $150 in a score. The Giants defense put up the softest resistance since the French army.
The Maginot Line on the field is not official, Boom.
The Panthers have a winning streak, huh? The Panthers 20, Giants 17. What?
We come back stateside to Indianapolis, where Bills head coach Sean McDermottologist clogged all the pores on his defensive line. Joe Flacco the Owl couldn't fly straight and got smashed by the Bills' Super Bowl window, throwing 3 picks on the day. Tyler Big Mouth Billy Bass was giving the Anthony Soprano Richardson fever dreams that he should be back as a Colts starter as Indy drops another one.
And no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills 30, the Colts 20.
Over to Kansas City, where the Broncos may have found their Neil Diamond in the rough. As I saw his face, now I'm a believer. As Bo Nix led the Broncos to 2 first-half touchdown drives. Cortland Sutton about Mary had sticky hands on his touchdown, and Vince Devon Bailey scored as well, telling the Broncos to lock it up. No, you lock it up. And it was locked up. until the Chiefs went into superhero mode. Teenage Kansas City Turtles. Leonardo blocks kicks, and Patrick scores TDs as Chanel blocks the game-winning kick, keeping the Chiefs undefeated on the season at 9-0. Chiefs 16. Broncos 14. What? I wrote down the wrong team name there, Teach.
That was good ad lib, boom.
Thanks, Teach.
We go down to Washington at our nation's capital, where Jamarcus Russell Wilson has the Steelers leaning towards the top of their division as he found Pat Brianna Chicken Fryermuth for a touchdown, making the cornerback look like the smallest man alive. Did you hear what they're calling Zach Bryan? They're calling him NDA Youngboy.
Oh, shit.
I heard about that. Jeremy McNickelback scored a touchdown and saw Zach Ertz looking like a rock star and get called short. Take a look at this photograph. Looks like a first down, this catch. How the hell is that not a first down? The parallax angle's wrong. The Steelers 28, the Commanders 27.
In Chicago, where Henry Lockwood's on the scene.
Down to the South Loop, where we have a battle of Bears versus Pats. Huh? Is this an NFL game or an episode of Out and About? Joey Fatone Sly was in sync with his holder as he got the scoring started in the first quarter before Drake May threw Jalen Polk a dot for a touchdown. Joey Sly Stallone said, if I can change, you can change, everybody can change, as he got the scoring started in the third quarter, second half, with another field goal. And then Joey Sly Cooper snuck two more through the uprights as the Pats beat up on the Bears 19-3.
Thank you, Hank. In Los Angeles, where Goodwill Hunting Levis returned to the starter role after Brian Callahan told him it's not your fault, and he was able to find Calvin Harris Ridley for 2 scores, making Titans fans feel so close to watching a real offense. After a couple of ugly divorces from head coaches, Justin Herbert Reynolds got the longest yard, rushing for a touchdown on Sunday and throwing another one. And the Chargers get the win. Chargers 27, Titans 17. We head down to Dallas, where Max is there on the scene.
We head over to Dallas, where big A.J. Brown and the Eagles get a boom! And old J.J. Jones and the Cowboys get a doom! Johnny Cash Wilson told the Cowboys fans, I will make you hurt, as he secured the first touchdown of his career. Quinion Billy Mitchell continues to put up video game numbers as he once again locked up another top receiver in the NFL. Eagles 34, Cowboys 6.
Great job, Max. Boom and doom. I like that. We then head to the desert, where memes watch the Jets.
In Arizona, where Rick James Conner said to Woody Johnson, fuck yo team, Woody, as he scored the team's first touchdown. Marvin's Room Harrison said to the Jets defense, are you drunk right now? I'm just saying, you could play better. Trey Danny McBride said, I'm freaking pumped. I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day, as he trucked Ahmad Gardner. And it looks like Aaron Steve Rogers is going to try some of that life Tom Brady was talking about and walk off into the darkness. Cardinals 31, Jets 6.
That was sad memes.
Very sad, babes. We finished out in Tampa Bay, where Jake Moody, missing everywhere, struggled early, missing 3 field goals, and almost put the 49ers back in the mud. But here I am. Brock, you like a Purdy cane, was able to drive late and give his kicker another shot for the game winner. Ricky Better Call Pearsall is no longer in witness protection, scoring his first career touchdown. And Los Angeles Laker Mayfield had a JJ Red dick after sticking it into the Niners raw, but it wasn't enough in the end. The Niners 23, the Bucs 20.
And that is week 10, fastest 2 minutes. There's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for pardon my take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado is a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of pardon my take jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Silverado has been our ride across the country to the Super Bowl. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever in the state of Ohio last year at Grit Week. Silverado helped us give fullbacks the recognition they deserve with the Low Man Award. And this year, Silverado was out west with us for our latest Grit Week. Silverado brings the grit to legendary grit paired with modern truck tech inside and out. Massive screens up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked-out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss, so head on over to Chevy.com, build your own Silverado or Silverado HD, and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability, all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, Week 10 in the books. It was an interesting Sunday starting in Germany. We had the worst afternoon slate, I think, of all time, which we will get to. But we're gonna talk about some games, talk about some teams. The sickos and perverts have lined up for this episode. I was convinced after the early slate, I was convinced that the Eagles and the Jets would lose in the afternoon so that it would just be Hank would be the sole winner on this show. The Eagles ended up winning easily. But we have misery to throw around.
Yeah,
what?
big day for the couch
I just realized
boys.
I'm in the wrong spot.
Oh, yeah, Mac's supposed to be on the couch.
The winner's couch.
Yeah, the winner's couch. Okay, should we get into the games though, boys?
Let's talk about it.
All right, let's get into it. So we started in Germany.
Did you wake up for it? Because I did.
Well, I woke up at 6:30, so yeah, I was up.
Yeah, it was a tough game to be a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about how the owners of the Giants, the Mara family, they told Brian Daboll that they weren't going to fire him. They made a public statement about that.
Yes.
And then we went back and we looked at the last 2 coaches that they've said that to, and those last 2 coaches were fired before the end of that season.
Correct.
I didn't think that I don't think that they should fire Daboll, but today actually made me look like an idiot for saying that because it did look like a team that quit.
Yeah.
And you could see it in a lot of the small things, like the punt returner getting a personal foul after he caught the ball and then throwing a punt, like an open-handed punch.
Yeah, they're bad.
And then he goes to the sidelines, and then he just sits there on the sidelines by himself without having like a coach come up to him and be like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're hurting the whole team. That's the dumbest thing you can do." That is that's the mark of I'm going to say poorly coached football.
Yeah, it is. So Panthers 20, Giants 17. I want to talk about the Giants, but I wanted to give the Panthers, they don't get anything.
Yeah.
The Panthers are a sad organization. They've been a laughingstock for the last, like a true laughingstock for the last 3 years. David Tepper's completely put them in the dumpster, and they finally have a winning streak for the first time since 2022. So I want to give them credit because Bryce Young, maybe not the numbers, but the poise, you can tell that he has gotten, he's more comfortable. And maybe sitting him for those few games was huge for his development because we talked about it on Friday, but the Giants were leading the league in sacks. They only sacked him once today. He was moving around. He was, he extended some plays with his feet. He made some big throws at the end of the game. Maybe I'm back into believing in Bryce Young, but either way, it looks like he is getting better, which is something that you couldn't have said at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, so Bryce had a couple plays where in the past he drops back, he feels pressure, and then you can see him say, "Oh shit," during a play, and then he panics and freaks out.
Yeah.
And today he was like moving decisively.
Yeah.
He wasn't stopping to think in the middle of plays and be like, "Oh, this is fucked up." He was like making that decision a half second sooner than he normally would. And he did look good. I thought he looked good in the first half. Next week, I believe, let's see, I think they have a bye and then the Chiefs.
Yeah, they have a bye, but
that could be bad for them. But you won 2 in a row.
2 in a row, first time since week 14 in 2022.
And Bryce's trade value just skyrocketed.
It did, and Chuba Hubbard is awesome. He got signed to an extension, and then he came out and he delivered 153 yards and a touchdown. He was running all over them. The Panthers have like no weapons. Everyone's hurt. They traded Deontay Johnson, and they found a way to win this game. And I know that it doesn't really mean anything because they're still bad, but it still means something in the fact that Bryce Young looked a little better, and like any little like glimmer of hope is nice to be like, hey, maybe we're moving a little bit in the right direction. So I feel happy for Panthers fans, especially when you have to wake up early to watch that game. You don't want to watch a game where you lose, and they looked like they were going to lose it until Tyrone Tracy fumbled in overtime, which you should be happy if you're a Giants fan because at this point you should be tanking. Daniel Jones should not play another snap. He should not play another snap because he has the, remember Russell Wilson last year, and there's Jimmy Garoppolo? No, it was Derek Carr a couple years ago, where if he gets injured, his money becomes guaranteed, and you can cut him this year, and you don't have to pay him any more money, and it's like a $22 million cap hit. You should not play him another down of football this year.
Well, let's embrace debate, Big Cat, because you said that they should tank. They should be hoping for the lowest draft pick possible. If you play Drew Lock, Drew Lock's going to do some fuck shit.
He is, but
he might win you a couple games that you might not win otherwise.
But part of tanking is also clearing your salary cap going forward, and you don't want to have to pay Daniel Jones another dollar once you cut him after, I think it's the 5th day of the new league year.
The risk reward on playing Daniel Jones is it worth it to keep him in the game to increase draft value and to have a higher draft pick? Is that worth the risk of getting him injured and having to pay him more money and put you in cap hell?
Yes.
It's a good question that's up for debate, I think.
I think you just roll the dice with Drew Lock. I also think as a Giants fan, you probably just don't want to deal with Daniel Jones anymore. He is so bad. I tweeted during the game, he's breathtakingly bad because there were a couple plays. There was the one where he just threw one, I think it might have been to Neighbors, where he threw it like 20 feet over his head, and it was maybe a 7-yard out. And then the flea flicker, which was perfectly dialed up, 2 wide open receivers, and he somehow got sacked on that. And that's not even mentioning the interceptions in the red zone, where the first one he got tipped, but it was tipped to the light. Like I think Jadeveon Clowney was directly in his face, and the second one he couldn't have thrown a ball to a worse placement when they were trying to score, and he threw it on like all the way on Tyrone Tracy's back shoulder. He's so bad. And he's so bad, and I have to give Daniel Jones a little bit of credit because somehow he has made $108 million being as bad as he has been. 6 years he's played in the NFL. He's 24-44 as a starting quarterback. You should tip your hat. Like I don't know how he did it. Even the year that he was the year that he was incredible, he wasn't that incredible. He was just the bar was so low that they're like, oh shit, he looks like he's building something.
Yeah, you do have to give him credit. He is an all-time bag getter, and somehow he managed to convince everybody, like, okay, let's give him a little bit more time to develop. He's a time to develop king. So I don't think that has any more runway for him. I don't think that there's anybody out there saying, like, we still need to see what Daniel Jones can do. Let's give him time in the system.
And the craziest part about Daniel Jones is, like, when he was picked out of Duke, everyone was like, that's a bad pick. And then it was like, he's bad. He's never at any point been like, oh my God, he's an incredible quarterback. He deserves all this money. He's just been mediocre to bad his entire career, and he's made $108 million. I tip my cap to him.
You know what? I want to tip my cap to the fans on draft night that freaked out.
Yeah, Big Ev. Our guy Big Ev. He nailed it.
Because it was Big Ev at the front of it. I saw some other people that were shamed during the season where Daniel Jones didn't look that bad. There were people that were shamed. They brought them like on television. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they said, will you take back your draft night take? How bad do you feel right now? They got in their face with the camera and they tried to convince them that they got gaslit for that season. Those guys need justice.
Yeah, they do.
They should bring the people that interviewed them onto TV and be like, apologize to me now.
Yeah. Tommy Smokes also said he might leave fan base if Daniel Jones gets drafted. That was on draft night. He did then come around and say he's the guy when he got his contract extension. But listen, I trust your instinct on draft night should count. Like, everyone can be fooled if you win some games, get to the playoffs. Can you find the Big Ed video? Because it was an all-time video, and he nailed it. Yeah, he deserves all the credit in the world.
That's the opposite of an old takes exposed.
Yeah.
These people were right. And the people that old takes exposed them, they got the old takes now.
Yeah, right. So here's Big Ev. This is the moment that he gets drafted. Oh my God, this is such a great video.
Just so you know, ESPN credited Daniel Jones as a 0-star recruit.
Why would you do that? You're so fucking stupid! Gentlemen, what are you doing? What are you doing?
He comes from an
athletic family.
0-star recruit.
Josh Allen! Josh Allen's gonna be in a gold jacket!
Oh, man.
No!
I mean, yes, he's right. This is a correct man. And we told him he was wrong.
Oh, man. That's so brutal.
You know what I think was baked into that take too is the fact that he knew that Daniel Jones was built in a lab for the Mara family to fall in love with.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he somehow saw the future of nice enough guy, very soft-spoken, looks kind of like a Manning.
Yeah.
And if he's just average to below average, they would throw a bag at him, and you have to deal with him now for 6 years.
He's built for Wall Street.
Yeah.
By the way, that was Josh Hines Allen that Big Ev was talking about, because Josh Allen was drafted in the draft before, maybe it was 2017, maybe?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that wasn't still bad, but it wasn't as egregious. But it's very funny because all these guys were right. Like they were exactly right. And that clip is so perfect because he's screaming, and in the background it's like he was rated a 0-star recruit and he comes from a very athletic family. If those are the first lines out of your mouth when you get drafted, that's a bad thing.
His mom is way faster than he is. So just wait. He might grow into it. We should put out a graphic that says something about how Daniel Jones drafted by the Giants while Josh Allen's still on the board.
Yeah.
And then in like very small letters at the bottom say Jaguars. Josh Allen.
Yeah. Well, it goes to, I mean, I've had this take for a long time, and there's very rare exceptions, but quarterbacks that are average, just average in college don't usually become superstars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you got to have at least some flash somewhere in college to then be like, oh my God, they're going to become something great. Most of the time, a guy who's just average in college, it just stays average.
Real swag is no swag though.
Yeah. It's a disaster though. I feel bad for Giants fans. $108 million, and the fact that you paid him and it cost you Saquon Barkley. That's the double whammy. It's a double whammy. But yeah, I think it has to be over. I think Dable has to bench him. It's the bye week. Just be like, we can't get him injured and cost us more cap. If like Dable should do that as a sign to be like, because you said that I'm here for the long term, this is what the long term should do. You know what I mean? Like we should sit him so we don't have to pay him if he gets injured.
And then force them to make their decision right now.
Right.
Based off that.
Yeah. And they are in Tankathon, I think they're number 2 right now, so they could get a quarterback.
Good spot.
Yeah.
Now, did you see what I see though on the sidelines with Brian Dable? It looks like he's numb to it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It looks like every time they make just a boneheaded decision, the camera's on him and he's just staring into the abyss.
Yeah.
The 1,000-yard stare. He doesn't get mad anymore.
No.
He's like, I've seen it all. Nothing's going to change right now.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah, no, it's a bad vibe for him, and it's a bad scene for Giants fans. I feel bad for Giants fans. It doesn't feel like any fun, and you had to wake up early to watch this game, and everything, you know, it just you're basically restarting again, which is a shitty feeling. I know it all too well. A couple other notes from this game. Sean Hockley, a little bit of a show off. He did you guys see he did a penalty in German? His dad did that in Mexico City in 2005, so it was kind of like a passing the torch of the Hockleys. And then we also had Roger Goodell said that his World Domination Tour is just getting started because he announced he's planning on doing 8 games next year internationally. London, Spain, Brazil, Mexico City, Germany, and possibly Ireland.
So I think this is Goodell shooting his fan base in the foot on this one. There's a lot of hungover NFL fans. We don't want to wake up that early in the morning.
I said it.
He doesn't respect hangovers.
I've said it. The European game is fun if it's 2 times a year. That's a fun thing. It's a cool thing. Oh, cool. Sunday we gotta eat. If it's every week, which it feels like, it's too much. It's too much. And it's also like the inverse of, like, I don't want them to send really good games. I want them to send the Giants and the Panthers because I don't want to have it be like Ravens and Bengals international.
Yeah, don't make it a game that means something.
Right. So it's kind of a catch-22 where it's like I don't really you're making us watch this game because we are owned by the NFL. Our brains are owned by the NFL. I watched the majority of this game and I just stopped doing it. Put it on Sunday's sacred. Don't do this.
Like, if you're going to have a game that you need to be drunk to watch, don't have it start when it's too early to be drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The Tyrone Tracy is good, minus the fumble, which could have helped him.
Fumble was bad.
But this is the thing you have to look at.
But you know what? I liked how he reacted to it.
Yeah.
Because he went to the sidelines. It looked like he was crying. He was really upset. And he still feels something.
Yeah.
He cares.
He cares a lot.
Just don't trade him away.
We also had Dexter Lawrence, I think afterwards they said, like, is Dable's message getting through? And he said, yes, we just have to comprehend it better.
Got it. So it's on us.
Yeah.
I also liked he was talking about schnitzel, and he couldn't pronounce it, and he was like, I like, and he told the reporters, he was like, you guys are going to make fun of me for how I say this. I like schnitzel.
Yeah.
Schnitzel's delicious. And then I just couldn't stop thinking about Xavier Legette saying the word schnitzel.
Yeah.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, I mean, all the shots of the German beer halls, that look kind of fun. I mean, do they wear lederhosen all the time?
Yeah, I think
Oktoberfest
so.
is September, right?
It's in, like late September.
So, but do they just dress up like that all the time to go to the beer hall?
That's their lingerie.
Got it.
Crotchless lederhosen.
Got it. Yeah, because they were showing it. I was like, what's going on here? But, yeah.
A lot of pretzels in the stands.
Yeah. Pretzels in the stands. Yeah, they sung. Did they sing Country Roads again?
They sang. I think Machine Gun Kelly sang Country Roads.
So they just think that we just all walk around singing Country Roads, which I guess we do.
There was
It'd be more appropriate for be Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, there was a very funny part when they sang Sweet Caroline in the middle of a play.
Yeah.
Was it an interception or a turnover?
I think so.
It was a big play, but the whole crowd didn't care because they're like, "Hey, Sweet Caroline's on. Let's
we're
go."
playing this. Yeah. So yeah, good job Germany, I guess. Good job Panthers. That's really all that matters. Good job Panthers. First year head coach. You got to try to win a couple games. They might win a couple more, and it's good to not be the worst. You can't just tank every single year.
And honestly, if I'm a Panthers fan watching this game, I'm a little bit excited about Bryce Young.
Like, you could tell yourself that maybe some. I mean, listen,
it's probably the best that he's looked in terms of decision making since he was in college.
And it's also like, I get it. If you have a top draft pick and you could take another quarterback, you should. But he's also the cheapest he'll ever be is right now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess no, he could definitely be cheaper.
Second contract.
Yeah, he could definitely be cheaper now that I'm thinking about it. But you're not paying him a lot of money right now.
Do you think if the Panthers, and there's a whole bunch of reasons that go into like the CBA and when you are and are not allowed to extend a quarterback, if it was possible and the Panthers offered Bryce Young like a 4-year extension at $1.8 million a year right now, do you think he would take it?
Probably not.
I'm saying if the 5th-year option was not a thing.
Probably not.
You don't think so?
No. I think he probably thinks. I mean,
Bryce is better on
most
himself.
Backup quarterbacks, could get a little more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have maybe if you made it 4 years, $5 million a year, I think he would maybe take that.
He'd be interested. Yeah.
And also, I mean, the Panthers like that. You're already a bad team. The flight back from Germany's got to suck. It sucks a lot less.
Yeah.
Sucks a lot less. Giants flight sucks a lot more.
Yeah, they're gonna be eating sad Stroop waffles.
What does Daniel Jones do? He kind of was built to be a backup, wasn't he?
Well, he looks like a generic creative backup quarterback.
Right. Even his name.
On like Nintendo Wii, he's like a Mii backup quarterback. His name, everything about him, his style of play, he seems like a backup, but the fact that he was drafted so early, sometimes it's hard for those guys to become backups.
How much do you think Daniel Jones owes David Cutcliffe for getting drafted that high and just basically being able to survive 6 years in the NFL being terrible? Because that I feel like was the big sticking point for him getting drafted, because Cutcliffe and like the Mannings, everyone's like, you got to trust this guy. I feel like that was obviously throw aside the super athletic family, which what number one first round quarterback doesn't have a super athletic family?
I'm trying to think.
That has
Trevor Lawrence's brother.
Trevor Lawrence. I bet you if he wanted to, he could be. He probably could show up and be a baller.
I think he just was probably introduced to marijuana at the age of like 14.
Yeah.
And he was like, this is cool.
Yeah, someone gave him a Rage Against Machine CD.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done with sports. But yeah, Daniel Jones, David Cutcliffe, good job. You got him 6 years, $108 million.
He probably had like one good day at the Manning Passing Academy.
Right. Cutcliffe probably just called the Mara family and called David Gettleman and was like, hey, you remember Eli?
I got
number 2 for you. Here he is.
He showed up early for the first day of intermediate drills at Manning Passing Academy, and he was just set from that point on.
Yeah. Okay. The best game of the early slate, Steelers 28, Commanders 27. PFT, I'll let you go whatever direction you want to go with this. I feel like you guys, you almost won that game.
I think this was a good game for me because I didn't want to say it out loud, but when we got up 10 points, I did the emojis. I said the thinking emoji and then the soup emoji, but I didn't say it. It's probably good for me to lose this game.
Ground you a little?
I would have declared that the Commanders could win the Super Bowl on this show, and I don't think that that's realistic.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of holes in the secondary. I think Marshawn Lattimore, when we get him back, it's going to make a difference. But we got holes at receiver too. I think we had like 6 drops today. Ton of drops, some boneheaded mistakes. Overall, I don't think we played that poorly, but we're just not a complete team yet. And it's good for me. I'm on to Philadelphia right now. I'm not upset, although the narrative will start. I think it already has started that we can't beat a good team. But we do have 2 great losses to the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah.
Excellent losses.
Yeah, those are excellent
I'd say
losses.
those losses are probably even better than wins.
Also,
winner talk right here for sure.
Thanks, Max.
it also
Wait, were you being sarcastic?
Yeah, he was being very sarcastic. I also feel like if you said it would take all the way to week 10 for Jaden Daniels to have like not a MVP level game,
Yeah.
that would be a deal you would take in a heartbeat.
He didn't do a lot with his feet today. I thought
The Steelers did a good job of keeping him in the pocket.
What I took away from this is the Steelers' defense is awesome.
Yeah.
They're really good. Everything that the Commanders had to do today was very, very difficult. Jaden, I thought, threw the ball pretty well. Had a lot of drops, but I think he threw the ball well. Didn't run at all, basically. And we kept TJ relatively in check, which was nice.
Yeah, the only thing I would say negatively about the Commanders' offense, and it's something they'll just get better at, is that they only had 2 first downs in the fourth quarter, which is like that's when you got to salt the game away.
Yeah, and then a dumbass mistake at the end by Newton. Nobody. I've never seen a player actually fall for that hard count trick in the last 6 years.
Yeah,
except maybe to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
occasionally Aaron will get you, but
that was insane. Like the whole world knows that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then he jumped almost instantly. It wasn't even like 5 seconds left in the play clock. It was like 14 seconds.
I said when they went out on the field and it looked like Tomlin was going to go for it, I said, don't jump.
Yeah.
Because Tomlin doesn't want to go for this.
Yeah.
Tomlin would much, much rather punt the ball away.
He did say that he said we'll never know if he was going to go for it because I'm a degenerate.
That's true.
Which I don't even know what that means.
A degenerate what?
I don't know. Tomlin was in his bag because he said he also said, I think he was talking about the Ravens' upcoming game. He said they're a hot group, but we want to be the firemen.
Yep.
And then also on the fake punt, which was the coolest fake punt and should have worked, but they just dropped the ball. He just said, I'll do it again.
Yeah. It should have worked. Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator for the Steelers, all-time gum guy.
Yeah.
I think he is the only person that's on the gum Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He's always got like 6-7 pieces. He also looked like he got into a fight before the game. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had like 3 knuckle marks on the side of his head. But it was a good call. Didn't work out. Also, credit to Russell Wilson, because I think Russell Wilson and Pickens played awesome. The catch that Pickens had in the first quarter, unreal. And then Pickens, you get the good Pickens with the insane Pickens.
He was maybe the most insane he's ever been.
This is why I love watching George Pickens play football, because you don't know what he's going to do on any given play. On the interception, he gets up and then he throws, I think that was Sandwestrel, threw him to the ground.
He went full UFC.
Just ignores the ball carrier, and then he goes down onto his neck like he's going to bite him like he's a vampire and rip his throat out.
And there was also the one play where it was basically he caught the ball on the sideline and there was maybe 5 Commanders and he was ready to fight each and every one of them at the same time.
Yeah, he's
like
awesome.
He just turned upfield and just started pushing people and was like, "Fuck you guys." Yeah, he's just like ready to take on the whole Commander's defense.
He tried to do a stiff arm after he was already
while
in
jumping.
The air,
yeah,
which, if you know anything about physics, you want to have your feet planted when you're doing. George doesn't care.
No,
George doesn't know about physics.
Yeah, and he has been completely unlocked by Russell Wilson. The Steelers' offense looked bad in the middle part of the game, and then Mike Williams, he had 9 snaps all game, and he just got traded, and he makes the winning touchdown catch. And Russell Wilson made the plays when he had to. So, the Steelers are really, really good.
Yeah.
And Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches. I told this to Jerry, and this goes for all Steelers fans. I don't ever want to hear mediocre Mike again. Mike Tomlin is a really fucking good head coach. I would kill for Mike Tomlin as my head coach. What he does in intangibles is insane. He gets the most out of everyone all the time.
Yeah, including some of his psychotic players that he's had over the years.
Yeah.
And I do fully believe that Mike Tomlin enjoys having one guy on the team like that.
Right.
I think that's part of what he loves about coaching, is having one guy that will absolutely wreck you mentally.
Yeah.
And then figuring out a way to harness that guy's energy.
And he's just time and time again. We went through the stats. It's another win against a rookie quarterback, another win off the bye, another win as a road dog. Like, this is just Mike Tomlin. This is what he does.
Yeah.
It's so consistent. I know that Steelers fans are like, oh, he hasn't won a playoff game in 6 years. Okay. There's a lot of franchises that have not been to the playoffs in that time, and like, you just don't. Mike Tomlin's just such a good head coach. You feel like when you go into a game with Mike Tomlin, there's a chance, like, he's going to get the guys to a place where they can overcome maybe some talent deficiencies and win games.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish that we had won the game.
Yeah.
It would be nice to win the game and look at the records and say, okay, we're still up on the Eagles, but I think it might be good for me mentally to keep myself from becoming too delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this made me a little more illusional.
Yeah, brought you back down to earth.
I'm maximum illusional right now.
Max has his hand raised.
I think
Max.
Jaden Daniels did not have a good game.
I don't think that he played
17 for
poorly.
34, 68 quarterback rating.
I think he had 6 drops, though.
Did you just make that number up?
I'm looking at the stats
There,
right now.
there were a lot of drops.
Oh, the drops.
yeah.
I think it's okay to say that, like, when he doesn't have a great game.
I don't know. He didn't play his best game for sure. I wouldn't say that he played poorly.
17 for 34, 68 quarterback rating. Lost the game.
I know,
Zero
but
touchdown.
Max, if you watch the film, you a film watcher?
I'm a numbers looker.
I'm gonna
Numbers looker.
I'm gonna put up a report and I'm gonna see how many drops he had. I'm gonna
Think about it this way,
make a
PFT.
compilation of them.
Records don't matter in the playoffs. It only matters the game in front of you. That was a playoff game, and
Okay, yeah.
you guys lost, and your quarterback didn't play that well.
So we're 0 for 2 in playoff games this year.
Like, if you're going to keep up with
You're
this
also favored in
facade
this
of,
game, so
of being
that's not
a
like
really good team, like, you have to – like, if this is a playoff game, you could not be like, Jane played pretty good. Like, that doesn't work.
Okay, all right. I'll take that under advisement. That's fair. I need to learn how to win, and part of learning how to win is learning how to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Like, this, it's you know what? This doesn't live up to my
If
expectations.
you're going to be
for
a
the
winner,
team.
you got to be mad at losses.
Jaden, this will probably be
That was
his,
a game that slipped through your cracks.
I notice I'm not saying anything because I would suck a dick for that stat line.
This will probably be Jaden's worst, least deserving Pepsi Rookie of the Week award when all is said and done.
I don't think he's
I don't
getting it
think
this
he's
week.
getting the.
Well, PFT stuffs the ballot. That's what he's been doing. He's
Yeah,
been
I
voting
guess.
a million
I
times
guess
every
he talks
week.
about it, and he also
Yeah.
talks about it.
Vote early,
Yeah.
vote often.
Yeah, he's won weeks where it's not even been close.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I just feel like the listeners deserve to hear an opposing opinion towards Jaden Daniels' game.
Max, I will agree with you that this was.
Reminder, they are division rivals. That's why Max is saying
Yep,
this.
but Max,
game
thank you for
coming
thinking of the
Thursday.
listeners. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
He
I'm
said-
always
no, he's
thinking
thinking of the listeners.
Well, the
I'm
listeners
always
want you on
thinking
the
of
couch,
listeners.
and you're back in the
Oh,
box.
That's
that's
true.
a good
And
point.
Pug,
That's not
yeah,
true.
President
That's not
Pug did say.
That's a good point. You're
President
defying an executive order right now, Max.
That's not.
You could go to jail.
Pug's
you could go to jail.
Pug's not even here.
Oh, so because he's not here?
Is he on his way?
Character is who you are when no one's watching.
That's facts. That's big facts.
I was on
fair,
the
that's
wall
fair.
of my weight room in high school.
That's big facts.
I
That's
took it to
fair.
heart. Yeah, Max, I will give this to you. Jaden probably had his worst game.
That's what I'm saying. It's week
Since-
10,
Which is
though.
fine.
Yeah, probably.
Which is fine.
I'm trying to think of when probably his worst game since week 1
Okay.
against the Buccaneers.
That's
But, yeah.
But I do think it's fair to go back and watch the throws and the drops that he had, because I think that would add like 70 yards to it, 60 yards to it, and there were a bunch of them. But I'm a winner, so I say the standard has to be better. The standard is the standard.
There we
It
go.
needs to be higher.
And Thursday night
Thursday night.
is going to be a hell of a game.
The towels didn't work, by the way.
Towels is not
There were
working.
a ton of Pittsburgh Steelers fans there.
Are you
I
guys?
also got to just say, like, I think you're wearing one of your most ridiculous outfits of all time on this show.
I didn't want to pile on, but I also was thinking this.
They're being mean to you, PFT. I don't like
the
this.
yellow. I think it's the yellow shades.
I'm not piling on at all.
It is
I've just been looking at you, and I just can't figure any of it out.
These are my sad shades that I have on.
I don't think there's anything that PFT could wear that would make me be like, whoa.
This
What if I came in here
The
nude?
combination.
Maybe in a suit?
Yeah. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I just put the sweater on because it was the closest that I had to me. I didn't think about the matching. It was cold in here. It's freezing in the studio.
It's live
Max,
in the Barstool store.
Max, turn the air conditioning down. Okay,
We
whatever.
love it cold.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the loss.
Thursday
but
night's going to be a huge game
Thursday
for the
night.
division.
Also-
I mean, this is a huge game for the division. I also feel like PFT I've been noticing it from afar because I have nothing to do with the NFC East. Your wish before the season, Max is definitely bothered by the Commanders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah,
are,
yeah.
you have accomplished that feat where
I know.
he is looking at you as a real rival now.
Yeah, I'm starting to hear from Philly fans out there a lot.
Yeah,
I'm starting to get like
and he's rooting against you like hard, which
1%
like that.
of what Hank
Yeah.
said, what you deal with, Hank. I'm getting like 1% of the Philly hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted you to care.
And he does.
Yeah,
A
no,
lot.
I mean it is as clear of a 2-team race for the NFC East as you could possibly have.
Yeah, as there's ever been. Yeah. Where's the game on Thursday?
And whose line is it anyway?
I'm going to say
DraftKings. Who's on it
Birds
anyway?
by 4.
I was going to say
I'll
4
say
as well.
5.
It is Eagles -3.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I will be taking the Commanders money line. PFT.
Thank you, Hank.
Should I take the Eagles for so it's a split house?
I mean, Hank's just a troll. He's only
Yeah,
Hank's
you
not
knew
a
he was going to
troll.
do that.
Yeah.
Although Hank had the Steelers today.
Yeah, he also had the Cowboys. That was a good pick, right?
He basically just takes whoever our teams are playing,
Yeah.
no matter what.
And he likes to see my pain way more than PFT's pain, so that's why.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
true.
That's facts.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's
Couldn't
big
be
time
more
facts.
true.
Who'd you have in Cardinals and Jets?
I had the Cardinals.
Okay, interesting.
Well, that was Big Hat made me. He
I mean, I was right that it was like we're gonna just have one of those Mondays where the sickos and perverts all line up to listen to this shit. Okay,
I would have loved to get to 8-2. 8-2 would have looked awesome.
8-2 is a serious, serious record.
You got to pay attention to an 8-2.
8-2 is 8-2 is a top 5 team.
Yeah.
Pretty much no matter what the season or what the situation. 8-2 is like whoa.
This is a cool my Jets weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Chiefs 16, Broncos 14. The Chiefs keep getting away with it. It's incredible. The Chiefs should have lost this game. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say should have lost because Leo Chenal, Badger, made an incredible play to block the field goal that would have won the game for the Broncos. But this was a game where if you're the Broncos, it is like in two parts the most demoralizing loss because you had the win, and then also a really good, not moral victory, but just a, hey, we're not as bad as we looked against the Ravens. We can hang with these guys.
Mm-hmm. If you're a Chiefs opponent, and I think that they've now won 9 games in a row where they're down by 7 points or more, which is crazy. That's a crazy stat. If you're one of their opponents, would you rather have the most heartbreaking loss against the Chiefs so that your loss to them stands out and you're like, hey, you remember what a good fight that team gave you? Or would you just have like a run-of-the-mill type, 8-point comeback that they had where nothing super heartbreaking happens at the very end?
Probably nothing super heartbreaking because this one, if you had gone into this game and you're a Broncos fan and you said the Chiefs were going to go 1 for 4 in the red zone scoring touchdowns, that Bo Nix was not going to throw any interceptions, and the Chiefs would weirdly struggle to run the ball, you'd be like, shit, we got a chance here. We're going to win this game. And Bo Nix, he didn't make any mistakes. He had 2 first half great touchdown drives, and even the Broncos defense standing up at the end, making the Chiefs kick a field goal where you have the chance to potentially win the game. And Bo Nix driving down the field, 13 plays, 43 yards to end the game. He put them in the perfect spot, and the Chiefs just keep getting away with it.
Yeah, they're going to
Leo Chenal.
It's going to be the same episode week after week after week. If you're watching a Chiefs game and you're a fan of their opponent, that's like watching Scooby-Doo and being a fan of an old guy that likes to dress up like a ghost.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I think they did it again.
They did it again. And the Broncos defense was all over Patrick Mahomes. They sacked him 4 times. It felt like he was under pressure nonstop. They were doing creative blitzes. They were just all in his face. It had all the makings of the Chiefs losing a game like that. That was a Chiefs loss until it wasn't. And the Chiefs are now the first team to win 15 straight games since the Packers won 19 in a row in 2010-2011 seasons, when they won the Super Bowl and then started out hot. They just 7 one-possession games this year. They're undefeated still. They have the lowest point differential for an undefeated team, 9-0, but it doesn't matter because even if you want to be one of those devil's advocate and be like, oh, well, the Chiefs are different. They're not like, they're just barely winning these games. It doesn't fucking matter. They're going to win the Super Bowl.
You know how we've had the conversation.
This is what they do.
We've had the conversation about Andy Reid versus Belichick because Andy Reid's stacking up wins now to the point where at some point he could pass him. We're already having the conversation about Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. If these Chiefs go undefeated and they win the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
That would pretty much seal the deal for which dynasty is more impressive, right?
It would definitely beat one of the Patriots dynasties.
One of the three.
Yeah.
Would it be the top dynasty, though? It would be the top dynasty.
Top dynasty, not top organization yet.
Gotcha. It would be
but undefeated 3 in a row. There's like, you can't really take anything away from that.
It'd be best dynasty Chiefs, second place Patriots in the late 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would be third place?
Patriots early 2000s.
Early 2000s. And then fourth place would be Patriots late 2010s.
No, Patriots had two.
Two dynasties. Tom Brady had an extra like a add on top extension of the dynasty with the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
A personal dynasty. Andy Reid is now 39 wins away from Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, if they keep winning how they're winning, that's 4 or 5 more years. I think Belichick will coach again. But that's reasonably 5 more years if they win 10 to 12 games at a clip. And right now next week they play the Bills. If the Chiefs beat the Bills, the 1 seed's wrapped up.
Yeah.
I don't know what would because it would be head-to-head Ravens, and I guess the Steelers could be in the mix there, but it would be head-to-head against the Ravens and the Bills wins, and they would have 0 losses, and the Bills and the Ravens would each have 3. So I don't know, it would be hard for them to fuck that up. It would be pretty hard for the Chiefs to fuck that up.
So the Chiefs are now 9-0.
They do play the Steelers, so that is week 17.
So they're 9-0. You know what their preseason win total was in Vegas?
Probably 11.5.
11.5.
Yeah.
Easiest money in the world.
Yeah.
Easy.
They're gonna walk to it.
We all should have seen this coming.
Yeah. And again, I don't even care if they've been impressive because it doesn't matter. They have a complete football team. That's the thing. It's I guess the only thing that the injuries, did Xavier Worthy get banged up again today? I think it was because Patrick Mahomes might have got another wide receiver hurt because he kind of overthrew him and he got hurt, I think, going to the sideline. But they'll be fine though. I'm sure Rashee Rice will probably somehow come back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his exact timetable is, but why wouldn't he come back? Did he tear his ACL? No, I don't think
PCL.
so. Yeah, he'll probably be back, and they'll probably be like, oh, Rashee Rice hasn't played any games. Oh, he's going to play in this first round of the playoffs, and he's going to get 100 yards. Be like, oh, no problem. They're just really, really good. And the Broncos, I feel bad for them, but at least you know that you can hang and you're building something. Because last week was bad. Last week was the Broncos are frauds. This week I don't. That was a loss, and I do not think I think the Broncos are a good football team building something.
You think best loss of the week?
Best loss of the week. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Bucs. We'll get to the Bucs. Bucs had a pretty good loss too. Yeah. Bucs keep having good losses. Okay. Anything else for this game? I don't think I have anything else on my. Oh yeah, Audric Estime. He looked good. Notre Dame, power back. I think he's a. Is he a rowback athlete? Was he a rowback athlete last year? I feel like I did. I said his name a bunch for those ads. Maybe he's body armor. Shout out Audric Estime. Okay. Patriots 19, Bears 3. Henry?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was. I had a feeling that this could happen, so it didn't hurt as much. I think you wanted more pain. You said it on Friday. You wanted more pain out of me, but I had already kind of quit. Everything's a disaster. The Bears are a joke of an organization. Caleb Williams looks really, really bad. Shane Waldron's a joke. Matt Eberflus needs to get fired. They're just as bad as there's been some really bad Bears offenses. They have somehow reached a new low that I said during the game. I was like, if you, instead of waterboarding in Guantanamo, if you just made a terrorist watch the Bears offense on repeat, they would tell every secret they've ever had. That's how bad we are. And I mean, the numbers are insane. That we had one drive longer than 21 yards. We had one play longer than 12 yards. The Patriots going into this game had 16 sacks on the season. They sacked Caleb Williams 9 times today. Caleb Williams now second most all-time through 10 weeks. The last 3 games, they have 34 possessions, 27 points. They've been outscored 66-27 since the bye week. They started this game with field position on the Patriots 48, the Bears 40, the Bears 48, and they got 0 points out of it. It is one of the worst teams, if not worst teams in football.
How many drives in a row has it been now without a touchdown?
1 million.
Is it like 23?
A trillion. And
it's a lot of drives.
It's all bad. And listen, I am an optimist at heart, so I'll be like, maybe Caleb Williams will turn it around with the new coaching staff, but right now he's by far the worst rookie, and nothing works, and he looks completely lost, and everything sucks, and everyone was right, and I was wrong, and I'm stupid, and it sucks. I don't know what else to say. I know people are going to be like, you have to admit, I admit everything, that I've been wrong about everything, and everything is terrible, and it's just back in the same spot, and I went on Tankathon today during the game. I have not been on Tankathon at all this year, and I was excited to not be on Tankathon. I was looking at offensive linemen on Tankathon in the middle of the third quarter. This game was so bad. The Bears are so bad. And Matt Eberflus should be fired tomorrow, and it won't fix it. Listen, Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron deserve blame, but I'm not saying it's all on them. The offensive line is horrendous. Ryan Poles should have done a better job with the offensive line, and Caleb Williams has looked really bad. So it's a collective effort, but you can't fire Caleb Williams, but you can fire the coach, and the coach stinks. So it'll make us feel better for a day, and nothing will change.
I don't really have anything else to say. I feel bad. I legitimately feel bad. Chicago.
Don't do that.
Bad?
Dude, no, I've said it a bunch of times. Like, there's no rivalry with me and the Bears. I like, people from Chicago. It's a great sports town. There's a lot of excitement all summer long. Everyone I talk to is like, Bears. And then to see how the season gone is stunning. At the beginning of the year, if you said that not only would the Patriots dominate the Bears, it wouldn't even be a surprise. Like, it wasn't even.
No, that's
everyone. All the other Bears fans that were in the game with Cave were also basically dejected before the game even started.
Mm-hmm.
And when they lost, they expected it, and it was just they rolled over without even a fight.
It's sick having a team that is going to disappoint you, and still every week you make an appointment to sit down on a couch and watch them disappoint you to make you angrier.
And we play the Packers next week. I think I actually should apologize to you, Hank, because I probably stole a little of the joy out of this for you, because I was realistic going into this game where I was like, I think this team might have quit, and there's a good possibility that we lose in a very ugly fashion. I was hoping I was wrong, but when we talked about it on Friday, when we talked about it this morning, this was on the table for outcomes for today. It was worse than I imagined in terms of how it looked, but I absolutely walked in this game being like, we could 100% lose it, and we probably will lose it because they've quit.
Yeah, it was really ugly. Their offense was
horrendous.
One of the worst I've seen
ever. And it's like the worst combo of.
It's got to be the coaches, though. Like, you can't. They have the weapons. They don't have the offensive line.
Well, no, the offensive line is terrible. I don't think anyone gets schemed open, and Caleb misses every throw. Add that all together, and it's just like the worst possible outcome you can get.
What are the percentages that they beat the Packers?
0.
It's 0? It's not 1%?
0. I don't have a winning team that I root for. Every single team I root for is a loser. I haven't won a football game in 3 weeks. 4 weeks. That's college and NFL. I got to play Oregon in college and the Packers in fucking NFL. I'm going to lose. I wonder if DraftKings would do that. Combined point spread that I lose by. I would set the line at 33, 34 and a half. Actually, no, that's way low. 44 and a half combined loss next weekend. I don't know what else to say.
What do you think the Packers-Bears line is going to be?
Let's guess it.
Where's the game?
Whose line is it anyway?
Bears.
It's at Soldier Field. Packers -8.
No way.
No, 6.5.
5.
Should be 14.
PFT hit it on the head. Packers -6.5.
That's free
One
money if
touchdown.
you want to. If you
One
want to take the
touchdown.
Packers, that's free. But that's also because they don't know if Jordan Love's playing. It will be 8 if Jordan Love's playing. Everyone's going to bet the Packers.
Yeah, doesn't that make you excited?
Maybe
No.
maybe it's
That should
Bears.
make you
His team
excited.
is. I guess if they fire Matt Eberflus, but I don't even know who the interim would be.
Shane Waldron.
It's just a joke. The whole thing is a joke. It's the whole organization a joke. Everyone was right. I shouldn't have said any. I shouldn't have gotten excited over the summer. Actually, you know what? I don't regret getting excited because that's the only happiness I have is to get excited before they actually have to play games. But it's the same organization that is just consistently getting in its own way. And I was wrong to ever think that, like, Caleb should have asked to not come to Chicago. He should have.
Give me a hierarchy of blame. Who's number 1?
The McCaskies.
Okay, number 2.
Probably Eberflus. But then, well, no, because the McCaskies again probably because they probably didn't want to fire Eberflus. I was going to say Poles, but I think Poles' hands were tied with Eberflus, so it's probably McCaskies, then McCaskies. Okay. Then we'll throw Kevin Warren in there because people don't forget he tried to cancel the Big Ten season because of COVID. Then Eberflus and Poles, Shane Waldron, and then Caleb.
Okay.
And I mean, Caleb's been bad. He looks so bad. It's really, really bad.
Bad body language.
I don't know what. Did you see the clip of Shane Waldron like laughing in his face? I would fucking punch him. He should have punched him. And now I get it. DJ Moore, I get why you're upset. I'm upset too. Bad body language, bad team, bad everything. It's just a gross, gross situation. But it's the same situation they always find themselves in.
I think personally, you should have Shane Waldron ahead of Matt Eberflus. Because the Caleb Williams body language, all that shit, that comes from an offense that's just confusing. I'm not talking about confusing for like a quarterback to process. Confusing for what the fuck he's trying to do offensively.
But Matt Eberflus was a bad coach last year.
Yeah.
He was a bad coach the year before. I know we're trying to tank, but he's never been a good coach. He got a good haircut.
So his barber should go
Funk.
high up on
It's
the
our
list.
guy.
Yeah.
Funk's the man. Just all suck. Drake may look good, Hank. Minus the pick, he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
He's gonna have a better career than Caleb Williams. All these guys are.
First time this year.
JJ McCarthy hasn't even entered this.
He looked good in the preseason.
First time this season, they look good, and then I took a look at the schedule. First time I've really looked ahead. Patriots got a lot of winnable games coming up.
Oh, look at you. Maybe Yoffs?
I think we're too far away from Yoffs, so it's like who cares about winning these games? But
what are the winnable games? Dolphins,
all of them.
Colts. What?
Dolphins, Colts. Yep.
Okay, Rams.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yep.
Cardinals are good.
So are the Pats.
Bills. What?
Bills probably not.
No. I think you're getting confused. The Bears are the worst team in the NFL right now. If you did a power rankings for the last 3 weeks, they are the worst team in the NFL by far. Not even close.
Memes is arguing Jets.
No, the Jets won a game, didn't they? They beat the Texans. What are you talking about, dude?
He just keeps saying we suck to himself.
Okay, so Hank,
We lost in the exact same way to the Cardinals that you did, and then we lost to the Patriots.
Lost worse.
I guess they're actually kind of on par because you lost to the Patriots as well.
Yeah, we're the same fucking franchise.
We are the same franchise. It really is. It's crazy how bad it is. It's just no matter what we get in our own way. If they had hired Jim Harbaugh or Mike Vrabel going into this season, I think the whole world would have looked different.
They always hire one either the GM or the coach at different times.
Correct.
Nobody's ever on the same page. The owners suck cock. It's like just fucking the same
They're
thing
cheap.
over and over
Yeah.
and over again.
No, it's a joke, and I'm still going to hold out hope for Caleb because that's what I want and hope and pray, and I like him. But I can't pretend that it's looked anywhere close to competent in the last 3 games.
I'm projecting at least 3 more wins for the Patriots.
Okay,
Minimum.
Now do the Bears.
Let me pull up the schedule.
0.
I think you guys might surprise somebody.
Who are we going to beat?
I think you're
I think you're going to beat the
The
Vikings. You're going to beat the
Seahawks?
Vikings at home.
I mean, if we beat the Packers, it would be the greatest. Like this, I'll be so happy. Kidding me?
That's why.
But it's.
And I think you could beat the Packers.
I think we beat the Packers if we have an interim head coach.
Packers last game of the season, interim head coach. Also, Packers have locked up their playoff seed.
Yeah. It's bad.
Maybe the Seahawks.
It's bad. I don't know what else to say. Have I covered it all? Do you think there's going to be people like, you didn't cover this? You didn't say this? You missed this?
Hank, has Drake been exciting enough for you to like really get amped up about?
Yeah, very exciting.
You think he's the future?
He's definitely the future. Patriots look good. Their defense has turned around. Like, it doesn't seem dysfunctional as the media had tried to shape it out a few weeks ago. Their receivers are horrible, so it's like...
Are you talking about the mutiny?
Yeah, I'm saying there's
the mutiny worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mutiny worked.
It absolutely worked.
And there's a lot of room for improvement. That's not like you have the quarterback.
Yeah, if you catch more balls.
Yeah, but that can be that's a off-season fix.
Yeah,
that's something you can fix with the draft.
Yeah, you. I don't know. I feel as lost as ever. You guys feel like you have a direction. So wait, answer the question. Did I cover everything? What do you think I missed? What will people say? You didn't say this. You got to admit this.
Bad body language you covered. Caleb being bad you covered.
Yep. I was wrong about thinking it was a good situation. Eberflus is a fucking joke.
Justin Fields. They're going to ask about Justin Fields.
No, I won't do that because Justin Fields got benched as a 4-2 guy. And that's still the keep Justin Fields and load up in these fantasy drafts that have Joe Alt going 9th overall. Mm-hmm. And no.
Are you mad about your second draft pick?
Rome Odunze? No, I think Rome.
Would you have done that over, though, given the holes you have?
Offensive line. How has Olu Fashanu played? I think he was the pick after.
He's been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
he's just a plug-in guy right now.
I will say the only thing that I'll say is the Bears do have, like, all their offensive line. Their offensive line wasn't good, and then they all got injured. That's a bad combo. Like, Darnell Wright was out. Tevin Jenkins gets injured every other game. Nate Davis didn't play. He should be just cut. I don't know. Like, everyone's hurt. So you started bad, and then you got way worse because you got everyone injured. So, yeah, I think I covered it all.
Yeah, I think so.
There's probably like a dozen Packers fans literally jerking off to this. Like, sitting in their car. I hope one of them gets arrested.
Like I said, I was pretty neutral on this game until this weekend. I thought about it more and how many Bears fans I've met and become friendly with, and how just instinctively it's like you kind of want to win, you kind of want to rub it in their face a little bit. Not just you, but like other people that I know as well. And I was talking about how good of a sports town Chicago is. It's a huge city, and
all of our teams suck.
And it's even worse that like Milwaukee.
Why would you do that? Why would you throw that in?
It's just crazy that the big brother in this situation is like the little city.
Okay, well let me just fix that for you.
Like I understand how it makes it so
Packers
much worse.
aside, the Brewers will never win a World Series.
But the Packers aside, the
Bucs obviously have Giannis, but he's going to be a Knick soon.
And then what's wild is the Wisconsin team that Big Cat roots for.
Yeah, is also bad.
So,
but they've been good in the past.
Again, this is just this. We're asking questions from the haters.
Yeah, no, it's
how much blame.
Everything sucks.
Would you put on yourself in the hierarchy of blame?
All of it. I shouldn't have gotten as excited as I did, but that.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I agree with you. I shouldn't say that because then that's the most boring thing in the world. If I sat here all summer and I was like, "We'll see." I don't know what's going to happen. I think we'll see.
I think it's fair.
It will be good. Well, maybe he'll be good. Maybe he'll be bad. Maybe Matt Eberflus will be good. Maybe bad. I can't do a wishy-washy.
It's fair for you to say, I shouldn't have gotten this excited, but also knowing that, like, fuck that, you're going to get excited every time.
I love hard and I hurt harder. Put it on a quote card.
What's the point of being a sports fan if you're not going to get excited?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the best part of the year is August.
Yep.
And it will happen again this summer. We're going to hire someone new, and we're going to draft an offensive lineman, and I'm going to say that everything's going to be different. And right around Thanksgiving time, we're going to do the exact same show, and I'm going to be sitting right here saying the exact same things, and I won't regret it.
But just wait. What if something weird happens next week?
No.
Imagine how back you'd be.
You got to start like a not a GoFundMe. What are the petition.sign.now?
Change.org.
Change.org. You got to use your power and influence to get him out. Eberflus out.
We need to get the McCaskies out.
I don't think that.
Okay. Now we're talking.
The city of Chicago needs new owners. Like, I guess Ricketts. Well, we'll see. Maybe Ricketts could sign Juan Soto. That will never happen. But get Reinsdorf and the McCaskies out.
If the city of Chicago was as communist as some people think that it is, they would absorb the Chicago Bears. They would take them over.
It would do better. I mean, it's just I don't think he's got to get fired.
Yeah, there's no chance that he's back. No chance.
What about the secret
He's
extension?
gonna get fired tomorrow.
Can you?
This was
What does that do?
But they won't fire him because they
Yeah.
never fire anyone.
Like, they're still not going to make the playoffs if he gets
You got to
fired.
get the locker room back.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get it back.
And the only thing with firing him is that you could maybe get a jump start on a new head coach, but they won't get a jump start on a new head coach, and they won't hire the best new head coach because they won't hire someone who's bigger than the organization.
Is it Kevin Byard?
Yeah.
Is he? So they asked him about the coaching staff after the game, and he was like, "I don't really want to go there right now."
No one does.
And he's a guy that he's like
a vet. He's like
classy
33,
guy.
Yeah.
But he's just doing no comment. He's like, "I'm talk to my attorney."
Yeah.
I think it's a fair response, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than
I don't
want
wanna go there either.
Rather than say anything,
Yeah.
because if you say like I have full confidence,
You
then you sound like an idiot. And if you say anything else, it is like a police interrogation.
Yeah.
Just don't say shut the fuck up Fridays.
Eberflus said we're going to look at everything. Start with a mirror, dude. Okay, let's.
Did they see Cole Kmet today? Did he play?
Yeah, he played. He got a couple targets.
That's good.
Not enough.
That's good.
Yeah, not enough. Everything sucks. I love Cole. Okay, let's do a couple ads and we'll get to the other early games.
Yeah, before we get to the other games, I want to talk to you guys about Game Time. Game Time is the one-stop shop for tickets. Football season's here, and we can't wait to get out to some games this fall with the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. What's the Monday night game this week, Big Cat?
The Monday night game is the Rams and the Dolphins.
That's right, Rams-Dolphins. Max, can you look up tickets to get in to Rams-Dolphins? I want to see what those prices are on Game Time because they've got brand new feature on there, Game Time Picks, GT Picks. That's where you find the best tickets and the best deals. You know how much we love Game Time. With Game Time Picks, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And if you look on Game Time Picks right now for that Monday Night Football game, Dolphins at Rams, $80, get into SoFi, Monday Night Football, prime time. You've got the teacher and the student. And if you look at that right now, you can see all sorts of great deals, not just in the Game Time Picks, but you also have some cheap options. You've got some great value options on there. It's the place that you go when you're looking for tickets to any sporting event. Pull up your chosen event, turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Get those tickets right now. Use Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? It's game time. Part of my take is sponsored by BetterHelp. This month is all about gratitude, and there's a person that we don't get to thank enough, ourselves. It's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we're trying our best to make sense of everything in this crazy world that's not easy. Here's a reminder, send some thanks to the people in your life, including yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT.
Okay, 49ers 23, Bucs 20. 49ers off a bye. Brock Purdy looked good. He was under pressure the entire game. Todd Bowles was dialing up those blitzes. And I feel like, so I walked away from this game being like, I expected the 49ers to win this game more convincingly off a bye, getting healthy, all those things. I feel like the 49ers are kind of snake bitten this year, and they have a tough schedule coming up. And I weirdly think we should maybe take this opportunity to bet on the Bucs to maybe win the NFC South if we can find a good line, because the Bucs have lost 5 in a row.
The Bucs have now lost 4 in a row.
4 in a row. They've been competitive in
they had a Saints win that was kind of wedged in there.
Yeah. They were competitive in the last two. The Ravens game, that was when everyone got hurt. They made it closer, and the Falcons game, same deal. They were down like 14, but they look competitive against 49ers today. They look competitive against Chiefs last week. Mike Evans is coming back. Baker is an absolute dog. That fourth down play where he was holding Bosa off of him was such an incredible play. And again, Brock Purdy played great. Like the drive to get into the field goal range was awesome, and they deserved to win this game. But I walked away from it being like, I kind of think the Bucs are, especially looking at their schedule, are going to maybe be heard from again.
So the Bucs right now, their last 5 losses are all great losses.
Yeah.
And they have one loss that's a bad loss.
Yeah.
And that's when the Broncos came into town.
Yes.
And everybody was like, what the fuck is going on right now? But yeah, the 49ers, Brock Purdy, has he gotten faster?
He's
feel like
so good in the pocket.
He's gotten great in the pocket. He's like very he's deceptively quick back there. A lot of functional speed out of Brock, and the way that he moves around and manipulates the pocket is really fun to watch. Now I do think that the 49ers, I believe in the 49ers. I know you say that they've got a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, they play the Seahawks, Packers, Bills.
I think they can figure it out. Christian McCaffrey's back.
I just wanted to see. Maybe it was the first half they looked very good, and then they kind of just ran out of a little bit of gas. And it's also
they missed 3 field goals too.
Jake Moody is a problem
and got hit in the face by Debo.
Debo, was fighting his kicker and his long snapper.
The Debo punch that he threw was like that Detroit urban survival guy.
Yeah,
he took out the kicker and the long snapper with one shove.
Yeah. And the offense looked good for the 49ers. Like I guess it's more that my expectations were that they were going to kill him, and the Bucs just keep. Maybe it's more that's what I was saying. The 49ers probably are going to be fine. They'll be a playoff team. I shouldn't be worried about the 49ers. It's more that I'm impressed that the Bucs keep fighting, and I guess they do have to become wins eventually. But I looked at their schedule. They have the Giants, Panthers, and Raiders as their next 3. Mm-hmm. We could blink in the Bucs, and Mike Evans is coming back.
And they also get their last 3 games to close out the season. Cowboys, Panthers, Saints.
Yeah, they play our Chargers in the middle of that. But
yeah,
there's I was like, this team could easily get to 10 wins. Will that be enough in the NFC? I don't know. But I'm just more impressed that the Bucs feel like they are time and time again outmatched, and like Tristan Wirfs got hurt in this game, and still it's just Baker. Baker just keeps you. It feels like Baker can do anything and keep you in any game. And the Bucs defense played okay, and then they obviously gave up that last drive to Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy was the MVP of this game in my mind. He was under pressure the entire game, and he was still making plays. And yeah, it was good to see Christian McCaffrey back. Healthier than I think he's ever looked, Hank.
He said he missed playing football.
Yeah.
He said it's fun to play football again. Sounds like a guy that really wanted to get back out there on the team.
He looked great.
He looked great.
Yeah.
He looked great. I guess it's also, and we'll get to the Cardinals, but I think the Cardinals might be really good. And the Cardinals already beat the 49ers once. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a tough division to end up winning. And if you think that there's going to be 3 NFC North teams, Packers, Vikings, and Lions, and you think there's going to be 2 NFC East teams, the Eagles and Commanders, that only leaves 1 spot for the NFC West.
Yeah.
And that's tough because those are some, like the Rams are tough, the Cardinals are tough, the Seahawks, I don't fucking know what to make of them. So it's more like the 49ers coming into this, like, because they've kind of played with their food a little bit this year. They have to start winning some tough games coming up.
So, but that's what we talked about with Kyle Shanahan after the bye. His
true.
teams are awesome.
True, I shouldn't doubt him.
The breakdown was, I think, they're 40% winning percentage before the bye, and then 70% after the bye.
Yeah,
which is crazy. And this game actually might be the one that we point to at the end of the season, be like, that decided who that wild card team was going to be.
Yeah. I you know what? I'll walk back my take. I still believe in the 49ers. I just watched this game. I was like, I did not think the Bucs were going to be able to hang with the Niners off the bye, and they somehow found a way. They did get that muff punt, which was big. That kind of turned the game in the second half.
Baker does look like he has to use all of his energy on every pass.
Every
pass play.
And
he'll get almost sacked by 3 guys. He'll spin around in the pocket. He'll scramble, somehow figure out a way to get a ball to a guy that's downfield that probably wasn't on the roster week 1. So it looks like he's like maxing out effort every time.
Not only that, but I feel like I can say the same for Rashad White and Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
Every run, they feel like they have to max out all of their effort to get like 5 yards.
Yeah.
I guess this is a credit to Todd Bowles, but his defense keeps fucking up.
He just loves blitzing.
Yeah. Oh, also shout out Ricky Pearsall, scored his first touchdown in the NFL.
That was very cool to see.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Great play. Yeah, I think Brock Purdy's getting like really good. They got to pay him, right?
That's going to be.
They have to pay him this year.
It's going to be such a fun conversation to have about Brock Purdy.
Do they have to pay him this year?
He's going to want. Do you think he's going to want more money than Dak?
I mean, he's better than Dak. Like that's not even question in my mind. Would you?
Is
that a question in your mind?
No, but is he going to get more money than Dak?
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, he should because he's better than him. What is his contract? How many more years? Is he a free agent this year?
Let's see.
He is a free agent after next year. So he got one more year where the window's wide open. And then they got to pay him. Yeah, I think Brock Purdy's really good. Bless you. Bless you. Anything else in this game? Oh, I have two tweets that I bookmarked that I wanted to bring up. One is a pro Bucs tweet. So this is from Greg Auman. He said, Bucs have averaged 30.7 points in the last 6 games, but are 1-5 in that stretch. In NFL history, there are 1,353 times a team has scored 180-plus points in a 6-game span. Of those 1,353, only 2 teams managed to only win 1 game. The Bucs this year and the 2019 Bucs, the Jameis Bucs.
Interesting. So
they're playing well.
Without
they're just...
Jameis, the reason for those is probably just Jameis.
Yeah.
He probably did some fuck shit.
He threw a lot of picks, a lot of touchdowns.
So what would the reason be for this season?
Their defense is bad. And Mike Evans got hurt.
And their coach maybe.
But the fact that they're still scoring points without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin is pretty crazy. The other stat...
That's true. With Todd Bowles, he's a guy that will get your team ready to play.
Yeah.
And then he'll probably screw something up in the game.
Yeah. All right, so this has never happened before, ever. Florida's FBS, FCS, and NFL teams are combined 0-11 on the same weekend. FBS, FAU, Florida, Miami, FSU, USF, UCF all lost. FCS, FAMU, Bethune, and Stetson all lost. And in the NFL, the Jags and Bucs lost. It's all up to the Dolphins on Monday night. That's a pretty crazy stat.
So what's the call?
I don't know.
It's never happened before.
0-11. They are the state of Florida in football this weekend.
I don't think they can go 0-12.
I think you got to take them to go 0-12. History. It's a history game. It's a history-defining game. History's at stake.
They also extended Billy Napier, though. Or not extended, but announced that he's not being fired.
Yeah, he's not being fired.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's not being fired.
That could be counted as a loss, too.
That could be huge. Okay, next game, Saints 20, Falcons 17. Darren Rizzi. We told you.
The Rizzler.
Darren Rizzi, he did it all. He came to the stadium. He clogged the toilet.
Brought the boom.
He said it was going to be a crappy day. It wasn't a crappy day. The Saints played with passion, with fire. They blocked a field goal, which is he's a special teams coach. And then he even got hurt in the after the game. He got a stinger and looked like he was losing all ability to walk. I thought he torn his ACL at one point. He said no, he got a stinger. He couldn't feel his entire left side, so his equilibrium was off.
He was trying to back his guy off, right?
Yeah. Well, no, he said, so Peyton Turner started spraying water on him before there was like 30 seconds left. And he's like, stop. We have to wait till zeros. And then I guess Peyton Turner came and hit him in the back. And he said that he had a history of stingers. So he just got another stinger and he looked like he was a baby deer at the end of the game.
I love that. He was angry because they were celebrating the win too early.
Yeah.
That's winning mentality.
Yeah.
And that's alpha male type shit. Getting to the stadium early, taking a shit so big that it clogs the toilet.
Yeah.
That's marking your territory. I like that from the Rizzler.
He was everything we wanted. He was interim head coach, just everything you wanted wrapped up into one, weird years and all. And Dennis Allen's got to. This should actually be another loss on Dennis Allen's record.
I agree. This was it was a good start for him. Who knows how long the interim coach bump lasts? I think we just got to bet him until it doesn't work, right?
They play the Browns next week. You might get another week.
Yeah, they added a warm up. They stretched before the game.
It turns
out that was pretty big.
Yeah, changed the locker room. The defense had fight again because the defense has been really bad for the Saints. And yeah, they beat. I mean, that's a game they always want to win. They hate the Falcons, so big win. And the Falcons are going to look and be like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because they are better than the Saints, but they weren't today. And Kirk Cousins was just kind of off all day.
I think Kirk Cousins was exactly on for Kirk Cousins the way the game ended, though.
Oh, yeah.
It was classic Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Check down on 4th down. It was like that Vikings tight end play all over again.
Yep.
He hasn't learned.
No.
He never will learn.
He has not learned. I mean, Bijan is still amazing.
He's amazing.
The best.
And Kirk being Kirk, I don't know if you saw the sack fumble that he had. I think the Falcons recovered, so it wasn't like a huge game
You know who
impacting
did
play.
that?
Who's that?
You know who sacked him? Strip sacked him.
Who sacked him?
Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase Young. Chase Young got him.
is your guy.
But when you see Kirk Cousins, we've said that he's the most sackable quarterback in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
I think he's also the most fumbleable quarterback on a sack in the NFL.
Yeah, but you know
Like when
what?
someone's bearing down on Kirk, he does a good job when somebody's bearing down on him, when he throws it away and turtles at the same time.
Yeah.
He's very good at the turtle, turn away, throw away. But when he gets hit, every time Kirk Cousins gets hit, I think he's going to drop the ball.
But he also is really weirdly good at fumbling like in his own orbit.
Yeah.
Like he like almost does like he's almost dribbling a basketball
Yeah.
where it comes right back to him.
Bounces to him or bounces to his teammate.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
doesn't lose a lot of them, but when I see a guy getting close to Kirk, I'm like, he's going to drop this.
Yeah, he's
for
going to
sure.
drop this ball. Also, MVS, I didn't even know he was on the Saints. He got signed 2 weeks ago. He had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half.
It's huge.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, like that was out of nowhere.
Yeah, if this was like 4 weeks earlier, I would say he's going to go back to the Chiefs.
Yeah, they probably will find a way to get him back to the Chiefs. He'll just prove that he's good, and then the Saints will cut him.
Yep. Also, 3 missed kicks by Koo.
I was gonna say we should know better. We are knee-jerk reaction guys. We said that NFL kickers are too good, and they should make the uprights closer together. This was the week where everything starts to turn, and because we had missed kicks, like Jake Moody went 1 for 4, Young Hoku went 1 for 4. It feels like kicking is getting, Justin Tucker missed a kick on Thursday Night Football, the extra point. Feels like kickers are coming back to just still fucking up every now and then.
So what's the knock that we have historically had against kickers?
What do you mean?
When you think of kickers,
Mentally weak.
mentally weak.
Yeah.
I think that the discussion of kickers becoming so good and the looming threat of them narrowing the goalposts has made kickers fuck up more.
They're like, we have to get in front of this. We have to start missing some kicks before they take this away from us.
Yeah, it could be intentional.
Yeah.
It could be they all got together and they're like, hey, they're going to fuck everybody over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But
in
yeah,
which
kickers
case,
suck again.
Shout out to Koo for great solidarity.
Yeah. He did get one blocked. But yeah, I was pumped to see that. I just love interim head coaches. Whenever there's an interim head coach, I will dig deep on this person and find out if they fit the bill for an interim head coach that can get us a couple cheap wins.
This was a double threat, too, because you not only had all the textbook stuff about Rizzy, but you also had the rivalry game.
Yeah.
Like the very vicious physical rivalry that these two teams have. I don't think that a team has swept the other in like 8 years. They always split this series. So
Yeah.
when you combine the two of those, it felt like a nice bounce back for the Saints.
Yeah, and in the Saints offense basically did it was a microcosm of their entire season. The first half they looked awesome, and then they just sucked again for the second half, but their defense held on. And I think the Falcons, I don't know what to think of the Falcons. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't know what to think of the Falcons.
I think they're a good team.
I think they're a loser.
You know what? They're fine.
They're going to probably win the NFC South,
Yeah, I'd say most likely.
most likely.
I'd say that they're a fine team.
Think if the Falcons and the Commanders were matched up in the playoffs, who
I would
be
take the
favored?
Commanders.
Who
I would
be
take the
favored?
Commanders.
I
be
would be at the Falcons most likely because I don't think the Falcons are going to probably win the NFC South, so they'd have a home playoff game. It would probably be Falcons like -2, and I would take the Commanders
I
money
love that
line.
spot. I love that spot for us.
Yeah, that's a good spot for you.
I would.
Falcons got kind of a tough road though coming up. They have the Broncos, Chargers, and Vikings. Those are good defenses.
I would rather play the Falcons on the road than the Eagles at home.
Yes.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. And Bijan is still the best. Oh, we're watching Sunday Night Football.
It is very confusing, though, how they decide to use Bijan and how they decide to use Algier.
Yeah.
Because there was that one goal line stand where it was just like, we're going to try our damnedest to get Algier a touchdown. We're going to hand the ball to him 3 times in a row. Then when our back's up against the wall, okay, fine, we'll let Robinson get in the game.
Yeah.
Try to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
If you're on the 1 yard line, just let your best running back run it in. I know that you guys do the thing where you're trying to divvy up their workload and okay, 1 drive for one guy, 1 drive for the other guy. But in that situation, just put fucking Bijan Robinson in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. The touchdown that he did score, he was kind of dead to rights, and he's just like, I'm faster than everyone. Okay. Other 2 early games, Bills 30, Colts 20. I have to ask what the Colts are doing. What's the plan here now? Because you brought in Flacco. We love Flacco. to make a playoff push. You're 0-2 now, and Flacco starts. I guess the plan is that you're still in a playoff push.
I think it's like they wanted Richardson to learn from Flacco, and in a weird way, I feel like Flacco has learned from Richardson.
Oh.
The first 2 picks, they were very Anthony Richardson-like.
Yeah, they were bad, and he had a fumble as well. This was a game where I actually thought it was like a tough spot for the Bills because coming off the Dolphins win, they got the Chiefs on deck, and the Bills did play a little clunky. They just got 4 turnovers, and Josh Allen was not great at the start of the game, and then in the fourth quarter, he put together 2 13-play drives and took the game away.
I have a fun stat for you.
Yeah.
Josh Allen has now tied O.J. Simpson for most Bills rushing touchdowns.
Oh, wow.
How about that? Elite company.
That is elite company.
The Bills have been waiting for so long for that record to be
got
broken.
it. Yeah, Josh, that's going to be a big day when he breaks
You got to
that.
get that. They're probably going to put up like a permanent banner in the stadium.
Yeah, I was taking notes before we sat down, and I was like, what is the plan? Why not just play Anthony Richardson? You're not going to make the playoffs. But they're still, right now, they're the 8th seed in the AFC, and obviously the 8th seed doesn't make the playoffs, but they're a couple wins away, so I guess you got to keep going for this playoff push thing?
I guess you make the playoffs, you lose your first game,
Yeah.
bad draft pick, rinse and repeat.
Also, why Shane Steichen, who I think is a good coach, why did you stop running with Jonathan Taylor in this game?
Did he used to do this in Philly?
What was up with that?
I don't know.
Jonathan Taylor had 16 carries, 107 yards in the first half. In the second half, he had 5 carries for 7 yards, and it was a one-score game all the way into the fourth quarter. It wasn't like the Bills ran away with it. It was 20-13, what felt like forever.
Maybe he was tired. He ran so far.
I don't know. That was weird. That was very weird. Also, you could say the same for the Bills because I feel like James Cook, the Bills should just run the ball more. They get a little cute, especially with Keon Coleman, with Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman banged up. Like, run the ball more, dude.
Yeah, that's been the knock on the Bills for the last couple. I feel like Joe Brady is not a guy that loses sight of that. For the most part, he tries to remember, okay, it's not a bad thing to run the ball, even though you have Josh Allen. If the running game's working, stick with it.
But he only had 8 carries in the first half, and Josh Allen was 4 for 10 for 25 yards and 2 picks on first down passes.
Yeah.
Run the ball. You guys are a good running team.
I mean, the Bills are playing pretty good for a team whose Super Bowl window is closed.
Yeah, that's true. No, I actually it was kind of a sloppy win for the Bills, but I give them a lot of credit because I thought this was a bad spot for them, and they just take care of business. They found, like, the fourth quarter happened, like I said, it felt like the Bills had the ball for the entire fourth quarter. They went 13-play field goal drive, interception, 13-play touchdown drive, game over.
Yeah, depending on what happens next week, I fully reserve the right to reverse this take and do a 180 on it. But I feel better about the Bills' chances in the postseason right now than I did, I think, at any point last year.
I feel like the Bills should maybe try to lose this game so then they can beat them in the playoffs and they can avoid everyone being like, oh, you won your Week 11 Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
But I also think they're in that dangerous spot where every heartbreaking loss that Sean McDermott has to the Chiefs makes it more likely that he loses to the Chiefs again.
Yeah.
I think that the Chiefs being undefeated going into the playoffs, they have more pressure than if they
so
had one loss.
So I'm saying the Bills kind of sneaky might want to lose this game.
Yeah.
I know they don't.
Is
I know this is the dumbest thought I've had.
Is losing this game the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl?
It might be smart because then you can kind of just be like,
Start of the championship DVD.
start of the championship DVD, and people can't talk shit where they're like, oh, you beat them in the regular season, can't beat them in the playoffs.
Well,
you avoid that.
Shit.
Well, no, they
just can't.
They won't say that.
You just can't beat them. Now you just can't beat them.
They beat them in the regular season, I think, last year, or maybe it was the year before.
But if they lose to the Chiefs, Hank's right. This is like, you definitely can't beat. Nobody on that sideline truly believes that they can beat the Chiefs unless they see one go in.
But that happened last year.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
No. But I think what Hank is saying is you weirdly want the Chiefs to be undefeated because the pressure is going to get too high.
Yeah.
The pressure of an undefeated season and a three-peat is a lot.
Is a shitload. That's guys playing real tight.
Hank,
tight.
Would you rather
Bills playing loose.
Would you rather see the Chiefs go undefeated in the regular season and not win the Super Bowl, or the
Yes.
Chiefs get beaten up and then win the Super Bowl?
No, undefeated lose.
Yeah.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
No, it means nothing.
That season means nothing to you?
No, it's just disappointing. It's a disappointing season. It's like you want to say it's the greatest season of all time, but you can't.
Yeah.
Because anyone could just say didn't win the Super Bowl.
Is watching the Chiefs like your number one interest in football right now?
No.
What is? Your Washington Huskies?
No, they're terrible.
Yeah. Whomping.
Pit football?
I mean the Bears, it's kind of over. I was enjoying the Commanders and Bears dynamics. And now I'm backing on the Patriots.
Yeah, Drake May. You were wrong about Drake May.
Yeah, I was.
Not wanting to play.
I was wrong.
But like making sure the Chiefs don't
He's monitoring
continue.
the Chiefs.
Yes. Do you have an eye on the Chiefs at all times?
No. Doesn't matter till the playoffs. The Chiefs are like
Right.
the Chiefs are like the Patriots, where it's like their season doesn't start till the playoffs. And I think that if they're undefeated going into the start of the season, a lot more pressure.
Got it.
And it would make a lot more pressure on me.
So once
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
playoffs start, that's when your attention will turn to like
Chiefs.
Yeah.
all eyes on
Chiefs.
make sure that
It-
the Chiefs don't
It's
win.
perfect. Yeah, in a roundabout way, Hank is back to his old me, where it's like he doesn't pay attention until the playoffs start.
Yeah.
But now it's just to hate.
About the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were right. You're right, PFT, for a reset year. The Bills are 8-2.
Yeah. And they're definitely a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I do think the Bills, they should try to win on Sunday against the Chiefs.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they should try. I'm thinking about it more because they're one other. Was it Sunday Night
What if
Football?
that was the problem? What if they were trying too hard? What if they don't try to win? They take Big Cat's advice and somehow they'll end up winning.
Yeah, I'm going to walk back my advice. I think they should try to win because their other big game this year was against the Ravens. They got killed.
Yeah.
They got to. Yeah, they got to
prove it.
They got to beat the Chiefs. That way, it's the three-way at the top where the Chiefs beat the Ravens beat the Bills beat the Chiefs, and you could say, "Holy shit, it's wide open."
And the Raiders.
And the Raiders.
Beat the Ravens.
And the Raiders. Okay, last early game. Vikings 12, Jaguars 7. This was a hell of a game because the Vikings dominated this game to an insane level, and they won by 5. They had 402 yards of offense to the Jaguars 143. They had 28 first downs to the Jaguars 10. And the Vikings ran 82 offensive plays. 61 of them were in the Jaguars' territory. And you might say, why is it only 12-7? Well, Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold, he's the first QB to win without leading his offense to a touchdown and throw 3 picks since Rex Grossman in the famous Monday Night Football game against the Cardinals where he threw 4 picks. And he's also the first QB to throw 3 picks and have 0 touchdown drives since Sam Darnold did it Week 9, 2018, where he threw 4 picks against Brock Osweiler and the Dolphins. So
I like those stats where quarterbacks do something crazy and bad, and then you go back and you're like, oh, the only other time this happened was the same guy.
Yeah.
They should rename that stat after him.
The good news is the Vikings won, and their defense was like saved the day. The bad news is, if you're a Vikings fan, are you a little worried that Sam Darnold's turning back into a pumpkin?
So you might have said this stat in a different way, but it was Chaps' sad Jag stat of the week that the Vikings are the first team to win a game with 0 touchdowns and 3+ turnovers since 2006.
Yeah. That was the Bears who are who we thought they are.
Yeah.
Denny Green.
Teams had lost
RIP.
195 straight games before that. Also, the way that the Jaguars lost this game at the end, this is another one of those probably a poorly coached football team mistakes.
Yep.
Where Trayvon Walker threw a punch after a 3rd down stop.
Yep.
Like, you did your job.
He was wailing on him, too.
You did your job. You got a turnover where you essentially have, I forget how much time was left, like a minute or so.
Yeah.
But you had a chance to win the game, and then you're like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to punch this guy real quick.
Yeah. It was the Jags are just, I mean, Mac Jones, do you have 3 turnovers in the 4th quarter? You know, he had 2 picks and a fumble.
He didn't look great. He looked awful.
terrible.
He looked awful.
He
the
looked
shell white helmets did not suit Mac Jones.
He did have a 70-yard touchdown drive, and then all other drives he had 73 yards total.
Did Pete Prisco kill the Jaguars?
He might have.
I think he might have. I actually went back because they've been 3-13 in their last 16 games. The Jaguars have after that hot start last year. The turnaround was when Trevor Lawrence got injured, and everybody thought like, oh shit, maybe a year he'll be out. When he took his helmet off, and you remember he had to walk to the training room.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think he got severely injured on that hit that he took. I think the walk, something about the walk, the sad, slow walk that he made to the training room.
It ended it.
From that point on, they're 3-13.
Yeah. And Doug Peterson is getting very testy. He said a reporter asked what happened during the Mac Jones interception. He said, I'm not going to go through the details of the play because you guys wouldn't figure it out, but we'll look at the tape tomorrow.
You guys wouldn't get it.
I feel like the Jaguars are permanently 3-13 in their last 16.
Yes.
Except for that hot start.
And those jerseys today, I know we discussed them on Friday. When seeing them in action, maybe it was the Mac Jones part of it. Not for me. It looked like a college team alternate.
Two things. One, Mac Jones did not look as good as Trevor did. Two, the blur really fooled us. The blur,
the blur
that they
fucked
put
us up
on the Photoshop.
Yeah. And is Trevor Lawrence going to be out for a while now?
I don't know. Because it felt like it was a Thursday decision? Friday decision?
Yeah, but I think I think I saw a report that he's getting a second opinion, which second opinions are never good.
Yeah, you don't get a second opinion if your first doctor tells you something good. He's
Yeah.
like, you don't have herpes. Well, let me check with somebody else.
Credit to Trevor Lawrence, I guess, because he's not been great this year, but it could get worse.
Yeah.
It could be Mac Jones.
By the way, if you get a second opinion on an injury and the second doctor tells you something completely different, you got to fire that first doctor, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of you just keep asking people to hoping that someone's going to say you're okay.
Yeah.
He could miss the rest of the season with serious AC joint sprain, per Diana Rossini.
What do you think about that, Memes? Fugazi.
Oh. So you don't think he's actually injured?
No, they're probably just sitting him out because they're out of playoff contention.
She did say the other day that when she posts anti-Jets news, like news that Jets fans will find disappointing, she thinks about Memes before she sends it. Do you like that, Memes?
That's actually kind of cute, Memes.
That's some strange, but sure.
Nah, it's not that strange. You guys have a little thing. You guys have a little,
It's a healthy rivalry.
back and forth going on. It's cute. It's very cute.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the Vikings. I don't know. You just got to hope and pray that Sam Darnold keeps it together a little bit.
I'm not done believing.
I'm not done believing, but the cracks have begun to show. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah. But if the cracks are showing and they're winning games, are they even really a crack?
Bears could beat the Vikings.
Yeah, they could.
Probably not.
Yeah, if you get a bad Sam game.
Brian Flores blitzing, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, because Sunday Night Football, he was not great in the first half in that game, right?
Yeah.
So
if you get a bad Sam game and you get away with a blatant face mask, you could win.
maybe. Okay. Also shout out the Vikings' new kicker, John Parker Romo.
Yeah.
He's signed off the street, 4 for 4.
JP Romo.
Yeah, JP Romo. I don't know. I just like that they found a guy off the street. He was just tossing around. I think he was on a bunch of practice squads. I think he was out of a job for a while. Good for JP Romo.
My husband cannot hold the ball and kick the ball at the same time.
JP Romo. Okay, before we get to the afternoon games, PFT, you want to do a couple ads?
Yes, before we get to the afternoon games, they're brought to you by our great friends over at Paramount. The epic return of Yellowstone is here. You guys watch Yellowstone?
I do not, but I heard it's good.
I love Yellowstone. I've watched every episode, and it's only on the Paramount Network. The wait is over, people. The television phenomenon is back. Everything is at stake, with the Duttons' darkest secrets on the verge of being exposed, and as threats mount on all fronts, what will become of the Dutton family? Can they save the Yellowstone Ranch and their way of life? How far will Beth Dutton go to protect the family legacy? My personal guess, probably pretty far. And who's going to the train station? Generations of blood have led to this. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will prepare you for the must-see phenomenon that you don't want to miss. From co-creator Taylor Sheridan, Yellowstone. New episodes Sundays at 8, 7 Central, only on the Paramount Network. These games are also brought to you by Uber Eats. It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all of your game day favorites. Fellas, it's been 2 weeks since I've ordered Uber Eats to the wrong location. I'm on a hot streak because I noticed on their user interface where I should be looking. I'm taking care of myself. I'm getting buy one, get one free fries from McDonald's only on Uber Eats. That's a great deal. If you're craving even more, they've got you covered. They got game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, the official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now for game day. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See the app for details.
Okay, afternoon games. One of the worst slates of afternoon games. I mean, we've talked about this a million times, but doing 3 games, you just leave yourself open to exactly what happened. All 3 games pretty much were non-competitive and shitty, but we got to talk about them because there are big storylines coming out of it. Chargers 27, Titans 17. Justin Herbert is so good. He's so goddamn good. I know his numbers. He was 14 for 18 for 164 yards, but he was breaking ankles. And this team is just playing hardball ball where he doesn't make mistakes.
Can I tell you one thing that his numbers are elite at? Interceptions.
Yeah.
So he does not throw interceptions. Going into this game, Justin Herbert was tied for 3rd lowest interception rate in NFL history. You know who he was tied with?
Aaron Rodgers.
Brady, Burrow, Mahomes, Colin Kaepernick.
Oh.
Great wild list. Now he's in 3rd all alone after this game. 2nd place, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
1st place, you'll never get this in a million years. Hank, maybe Hank will get it.
What year?
Jacoby Brissett.
Ah.
Yeah.
There it is.
But yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over. I don't think he's thrown an interception
Since week 2.
week 2.
Week 2 was the last time he threw an interception. He's playing hardball ball.
I feel like he doesn't want to let Harbaugh down.
Yeah, he's basically like they have their system. Their defense is elite. Their defense has 18 sacks in the last 3 games. They also are leading the leagues in points per game allowed at 13.1. The next closest is the Steelers at 16.2. They just have the formula. They have the formula down. And Justin Herbert is like it's nice seeing a guy who we thought was good, who maybe didn't have the win-loss record that you'd expect to have a really good defense now backing him up. Where I think it's something ridiculous where it's like 35 and like 6 or 7 the Justin Herbert his record when his defense allows 24 points or less in the game.
Also, Justin Herbert, I think we have to start calling him Beast now.
Yeah.
Because Jim Harbaugh said that should be his name from now on, is Beast Herbert.
Yeah.
Beast
Herbert.
Great nickname by Coach Harbaugh.
Yeah. He's I mean, I know we do this every week, but Harbaugh makes me laugh every single week. Max, can you pull it up? Oh, Max walked out. He was just walking out. Can you pull up the I tweeted it, but Harbaugh, it's as simple as having the entire team high five.
Yeah.
It looks like the most fun ever. So watch this clip. Hold on, go to the start. We can't hear anything. And we got to start doing this.
High fives. Bring back the high five.
And then they just go around high-fiving each other.
That's awesome. Dudes rock.
We got to start doing this in the office.
Yeah. Shout out, was it Dusty Baker?
Yeah.
Dusty Baker invented the high five.
Hey, give everybody a high five. And it's just, yeah, I mean,
that's the human body loving contact right there.
Yeah, the team is rolling. They have a formula and it works perfectly. And yeah, they're just a good team. Now for the Titans, Will Levis was back, didn't have a catastrophic turnover. Mm-hmm. Also, this game kind of turned when Herbert had the fumble that was a return for a touchdown. Then it was ruled not a fumble. I don't really know. I feel like they might have gotten it right, but I understand if Titans fans were upset about that. Also, I found out that I think one of the rules guys in the NFL, his last name is Butterworth, which that's kind of funny.
That is very funny.
Because there was like a pool report, and Butterworth had to explain what they saw in that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, no doy plays for Will Levis. The Titans have a problem where their defense is also good, but they play a good half of football, and that's about it, because this season they're being outscored 125-53 in the second half.
Yeah, it's an issue for them. It seems like they get frustrated when they're the only unit that's out there going. Calvin Ridley did play well today, though.
Yeah.
Again, Calvin Ridley, he's emerged in the second half of the first half of the season.
DeAndre Hopkins just needed to be traded.
Hopkins had
and
to
he
get out of
needed to
there.
complain publicly.
He needed to know. He's the kind of guy that needs to know he's the guy.
Yeah. He had to like very publicly complain for it to work out. But yeah, I'm just impressed with the Chargers. And yes, a lot of it is jealousy, because I think that Jim Harbaugh would go to any team and do this.
I think probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You think of like any
It's culture.
opening in the NFL, Harbaugh's going to turn around pretty quick.
Yeah, and
Now,
and
who knows like what the ultimate result's going to be? I could see the Chargers going to the Super Bowl in the next 3 years.
I think I said AFC Championship in the next 3 years. I believe that. I mean, Herbert's doing this with not like it's not like he has an insane cast of characters. I mean, Lab McConkey, who I like, Quentin Johnson, everyone cast off. He's good now. Yeah. I mean, they get a couple more studs at wide receiver, and they'd be a very hard team to stop. Oh, wow. That was a deep field goal. We're watching the last 5 minutes of the Lions-Texan game, which has been a pick fest. That was a bomb of a field goal to tie it 23-23. So, yeah, I'm impressed with the Chargers. Titans are they're in the camp of bad teams that are going to keep playing hard.
Did the Chargers or the Titans have any special teams mistakes today? I didn't see any.
They did give up a big punt return.
But not, yeah. Was it a touchdown?
No, but it was, I'll get the exact yardage. By the way, our good friend Coach Ron Rivera just texted me and said the Lions should be up by 1 right now.
I like that.
Because they went for 2.
Yeah, I like that. He hates 2 points. He really hates 2-point conversions.
Yeah. The Titans, yeah, their special teams still suck. It still sucks. Let me find the exact. I know it was in the second half. I want to say they gave a pretty big punt return that they're just good for one really bad situation every single. It feels like every single game, and we talked about it. They have the second worst special teams unit of all time.
They have to play perfect on, like, mistake-free on offense and mistake-free on special teams to have any chance in a game.
Yeah, and it just doesn't happen for them. They just can't put the whole thing together. And it's just, yeah, it's hard. Oh, they missed a field goal.
I had
miss a field goal.
I had a want-to-feel-old stat, or not really a stat, but just a thought today. Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah.
Right? So he's on the Chargers. I don't know what his career is going to look like, but I read a report about how this is probably going to be his last season with the Chargers. And I was like, well, how much longer is he going to be in the league? I started doing the math on it. He's only been in the league, I think, 3 years. But within a few years, we're going to have a conversation about Asante Samuel Jr. maybe retiring from football.
Yeah.
And that's going to make me feel so much older than when Asante Samuel Jr. became a football player.
My only note on Asante Samuel Jr. is that time I said that he was cooked, and then he had 3 interceptions in that playoff game.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was bad. That was instant and instantly bad. They had a 56-yard kickoff return.
Okay.
The Chargers. That's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You don't want to have that happen. That feels like not a good thing for how you want to play football. And yeah, their special team still sucks. Okay. Let's do Eagles 34, Cowboys 6. Max. Absolutely kicking ass. That was a shit pumping.
Womping.
Yeah, you womped him good.
You womped him good.
You womped him into Trey Lance.
You womped him into the main story being about the sun, because we had CeeDee Lamb losing the ball, an easy touchdown, because Jerry Jones built his stadium where the sun just directly shines onto half of the field through like the lower part where it's really, really hard to see.
Well, there's no way that they would know where the sun was going to be setting between the hours of 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. every day.
Yeah.
They didn't know that you could build a stadium facing north-south.
Oh, wait. He did know.
You did know that because it's happened for the last, depending on how old you think the Earth is, at least 60,000 years.
And he got really mad at the reporters after, and he said that. He said, by the way, we know where the sun is going to be when we decide to flip the coin or not. Mm-hmm. We do know where the damn sun is going to be in our own stadium. And then someone asked why not put up the curtains over the windows. He said, let's tear down the stadium. Let's tear the damn stadium down and build another one. Are you kidding me? That seemed like the curtains seemed like a fair point.
You can't put curtains up. It would
tear down the whole stadium.
You have to tear down. You don't know anything about building stadiums, Big Cat. You have to build it from the studs up if you want to install curtains.
Yeah, and then he said, everybody's got the same thing. Every team that comes in here has the same issues. I'm saying the world knows where the sun is. You get to know that almost a year in advance. Someone asked me about the sun. What about the sun? Where's the moon?
Yeah, where's the moon? What's next? I like the slippery slope argument in this.
Was that Jerry Jones or Joe Biden?
We're talking about the fucking sun. Where's the sun? He's like, next thing you guys are going to be asking me where the moon is. Well, Jerry, the moon doesn't make a difference, Jerry.
It's completely asinine that the sun in a dome stadium and the ability to put up curtains is this much of an impact in the game.
Jerry Jones is as close as we'll get as Mr. Burns to an owner in the NFL, but Mr. Burns knew at least how to block the sun out.
Correct. And I also feel like it's like, I think maybe he did fuck up building the stadium the way he built it. I think he built it east-west, and he should have been building it north, like the end zone should be north-south.
Yeah.
And they probably started building it, and by the time they were halfway done, he's like, wait, hold on a second. Did we fuck this up? And now it feels like maybe they struck a chord.
This is the second time this year, too, where it's had a serious impact on his own team being able to play.
Yes.
And it's not like that's a home field advantage. It's not like this is Acrisure Stadium where you have a better sense of where the winds are blowing because you play there all the time. This is impacting both teams. And I guess they know, like, how to manage the kickoffs and the coin flips so that they get less of the sun. Well, it didn't work out this time. It's very funny, though, that this is the conversation that we're having about the Dallas
So
Cowboys.
funny. And the Cowboys are bad. They're bad. I mean, without Dak Prescott, they're really bad. They couldn't do anything offensively. Trey Lance came in. Trey Lance, by the way, congratulations. Trey Lance now has more pass attempts in high school, college, and NFL combined than Tom Brady's last season for the Bucs.
Okay, that's cool.
So he just finally passed him.
He's learning.
For one season of Tom Brady.
Let the young man develop a little bit. I think it's funny because the Cowboys obviously did not play a particularly inspired brand of football today. They didn't play an entertaining style of football today. And you look at the schedule and you know that we're going to get more Cowboys games in primetime.
They'll start
and
flexing.
I think most people are like, fuck, I can't believe we have to watch the Cowboys in primetime. I actually think the opposite.
Yeah.
I kind of like watching the Cowboys in primetime when they're at this stage.
Yeah, because you know Jerry's going to get really upset.
He's gonna scream about the sun.
Yeah.
At some point. This is good for America.
Yeah.
We're at each other's throats all the time. We hate each other. Let's give ourselves something to unite behind. And I feel like laughing at the Cowboys is just good for vibes in this country.
Yeah,
right now.
agreed.
So maybe flex them into more primetime games.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out Saquon. He had never beaten the Cowboys. He was 0-10. He now has beaten the Cowboys. 0-10 with the Giants against the Cowboys. Max, let's talk about it. How are you feeling? I mean, your defense is playing well. I know it's Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, but still, it feels like the Vic Fangio system is starting to take hold, and your offense looked great. That drive at the end of the first half was like, that was the game, basically.
Yeah. Everything looks – I mean, past 4 games, 28 points, 37 points, 28 points, 34 points.
Look at that.
Offense looks great. Defense looks great. Couple bad turnovers in the first half, but you cleaned it up in the second half and just beat the shit out of a team that sucks.
Jalen looked healthy.
Yeah.
He looked healthy.
Yeah.
Did you see the controversy about the injury report this week?
Yep, that was that. Sirianni won't Sirianni, good coach.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I have a. Wait, what was the controversy?
Yeah. I want to hear. You didn't really answer the question. You just kind of mumbled a few words and then said Sirianni, good coach.
Because it was such a stupid thing for him to do.
Yeah. So
What did he do?
He just told on himself.
Yeah. So what happened was they asked him about Jalen Hurts and how he didn't practice. I think that was on Wednesday this week. And the question was, we haven't seen Jalen Hurts be held back for load management before. What was behind that decision on Wednesday? And Sirianni said, yeah, he was dealing with, it was on the injury report, he was dealing with the ankle, just making sure we're precautious with everything. And then the reporter said, Jalen Hurts wasn't on the injury list with an ankle. And then Sirianni goes, what was that? That was a rest. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about somebody else. And then they said, is Jalen Hurts dealing with an ankle problem? And he said, no, it's rest.
That's great. Sir, the question was, is this your
He
handwriting?
misspoke.
Yeah.
So Max, he did look healthy though today.
Yeah, no,
Like
he
watching him
looked
play,
good.
I was
He
like,
looked good.
maybe it was load management. Maybe Sirianni's just an idiot.
Yeah, no, this was one of those games. I guess it got a little stressful there in the beginning. Hank was being an asshole.
I think Hank was being a neutral
He was being Hank.
observer.
Yeah, he was just being Hank.
Cheering on the boys.
He can't exist.
Yeah, so it's. I mean,
What?
Yeah, he can't exist.
by the time the second half came around,
You stood up and told me to suck your dick.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well,
And you almost made Memes suck your dick.
Yeah, you
What?
you stood up. You touched.
It was like in Memes' face.
you touched your
I,
penis.
I
And he said,
apologize
"Suck
for
my
that.
dick."
I regretted doing that. I wish if I could take it back, I would.
How is that not a fucking pick? Are you fucking kidding me? You don't say that, Tony! Huh? Oh, ball, give me that shit. Give me that shit. Fuck you, pussy! Huh? Suck this dick, pussy!
flag. What's the flag for?
Yeah, eat this.
Stop doing that in my face.
I was rooting for my Cowboys, and you made it personal.
They're not your Cowboys.
Did you bet on them?
Yeah.
They're his Cowboys.
Well,
Hank has been to a playoff Cowboys game more recently than you've been to a playoff Eagles
I've
game.
never been to a playoff.
Oh,
game.
wow. I rest my case.
Fair. Oh, wait, that's not true. I've been to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to the Super Bowl.
It's a pretty big playoff game.
I was thinking at the link.
The one
I got
that won?
I got a question for you, Max. Is it time to give Nick Sirianni a contract extension?
He's coaching good football right now.
He is 41-19 as the Eagles head coach. 20 of those wins by 10 points or more, so almost half. He also is the first Eagles head coach to begin with three seasons with a record 7-2 or better in 3 consecutive seasons. He's a really good coach. I think you got to lock him up long term.
I
always like to ask this question, Big Cat. If he was on the open market right
In
now,
a second.
how quickly would another team snatch him up?
That fast. Wouldn't even be able to get it out of your mouth.
I mean, you'd kill to have him on the Bears.
Yeah. Kidding me?
Pedigree like that? Super Bowl?
I like the way
He was winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
gets the guys ready for the game. There we go.
What are you, like, driving the bus to the stadium?
No, he gets the team in a position to win pre-game.
Okay.
God.
I said I would never complain about him for the rest of the year, and I won't. I think
That's
he's a
true.
good coach.
Yeah.
And you have nothing to complain about today.
So contract extension.
I think he's a good coach.
Okay. We need a contract extension for Nick Sirianni. Lock him up.
I think he's a good coach.
Now, as for the Cowboys, I don't know what they do. It sounds like Dak is going to be out for the rest of the year.
Yes,
He's getting surgery.
injury, yeah.
He's getting surgery on the hamstring, so they're either going to stick with Cooper Rush or they're going to bring in the weirdest. I don't know how they made the decision of now it's time to put Trey Lance in the game at this point.
I think they're just in a fuck it.
It was like the saddest spark ever because he just put him in for 2 plays.
Yeah.
They were both rushing plays, right?
Yeah.
He just ran the ball up the middle.
No, he came in, I
But
think.
that was later.
Yeah,
they
later.
initially put him in for a 2-play shot in the arm.
Yeah.
And he did like a draw and then a handoff, and then they're like, okay, get the fuck out of the game, Trey Lance. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah, scram.
I don't really know what they're doing with him at this point. I don't know what they're doing with their entire setup that they have going because they were not a good team when Dak was playing, but you could have convinced me that they would have been able to figure it out because Dak has a history of showing up and putting some points on the board with CeeDee Lamb. You could have convinced me that they would have been able to put together a little bit of a run. But now it feels like the run isn't even an issue.
No, there's no run coming.
Not on the table.
There's no run coming. In a weird way, I feel like this is like almost good for Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, the whole Cowboys organization, because they can just say it was Dak. Even though we know the truth, they were bad before Dak got hurt, but they can say lost season because of Dak.
Yeah, it is a good scapegoat for Mike McCarthy.
Right.
For sure.
It's like, yeah, Dak got hurt. If Dak didn't get hurt, none of this would have happened. But in reality, it was already happening because Dak already was, not playing well, and the Cowboys as a whole were not playing well.
Yeah, McCarthy can definitely gaslight the shit out of that and say that we were on the cusp of turning the season around.
Also, the Cowboys are one of those teams where, like, they have 3 guys that if any of them get hurt, they're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Parsons getting hurt fucked them for that stretch.
Now Parsons is back.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel bad for him because he's going to have to be out there doing it on his own.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get wins, and he's going to be frustrated. I can't wait for his podcast, though.
Yeah. It's going to be great. By the way, Kyrie Fairbairn is attempting a 58-yarder.
Why do you not
And
go
he
for
missed
this?
it. Yeah, that's stupid.
Go for that.
Now the Lions can
gonna
turn
win. That
That
around.
was so dumb.
That was really stupid.
Dan Campbell would have gone for it.
Dan Campbell would have gone for it. The Lions are going to win this game. And they looked so bad in the first half, but that's just what they do. They're just a good team. A really good team. Okay. Last game, Cardinals 31, Jets 6. Now, before we get to memes, I would like to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and the fact that this team is for real and they're playing incredible ball. I think this is their 4th straight win, 5 out of the last 6. They have not allowed a touchdown in 2 straight games. They've not allowed a touchdown in 3 out of their last 4 games. Their defense is playing well, and Kyler Murray is awesome. He was incredible today, 22 for 24. The ball didn't hit the ground after the first quarter. He was 17 for 17. everything they wanted to do, they were able to do. He was great. He was throwing it everywhere. He was making extending plays with his feet. I feel like the Cardinals, like, this is a tough team that believes in themselves. Also, Budda Baker was everywhere. He's an absolute heat-seeking missile. I'm impressed with the Cardinals. I think they're really good. By the way, the stats on Kyler Murray going 17 for 17, 1 in 408 chance statistically.
What does that mean?
That was the chance of him having 17 straight completions based on the difficulty of the completions. 1 in 408.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's playing awesome right now. Also, Trey McBride.
Yeah,
it was somehow he never got brought into the Baby Gronk conversation when we used to call every tight end. I mean, this is before the actual Baby Gronk.
Yeah,
but every good young tight end was called Baby Gronk.
Yeah.
Trey McBride is Baby Gronk.
He's awesome.
He's that good. Also, we need to remind people that he used to play basketball.
He did.
Yeah, he used to play basketball. We always said
a tight end that played basketball.
So maybe it's Baby Gates.
Okay, Baby Gates.
He's Baby Gates or Baby.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Baby Gates. I'm trying to think who else would have been
Baby Gates
makes
makes
Graham.
Baby Graham.
Baby Jimmy. But yeah, he's so fucking fun to watch.
Baby Travis.
Jumping people over. Baby Travis.
Baby Travis.
Baby Travis is cute.
Because you don't really think of any babies named Travis.
No, you don't.
Like if you had a baby and you're like, hey, here's my baby, it's Travis.
Yeah.
That's a weird name for a baby.
Baby Travis comes out of the birth canal like it's a half pipe on a skateboard.
Yeah, he's
smoking a cigarette.
He's got a Monster Energy hat on.
Ready to go.
The minute he comes out.
Now, some might call this an insult stat, so if it is memes, you can go earmuffs.
He is boiling with rage right now.
But for the Jets,
I look at his face. He's mad.
We're just going to update it. We're going to update the stat real quick. During the Zach Wilson era, through this point in the season, 10 games, the Jets averaged 176 points and 2,103 passing yards. That's a 3-season sample right there.
Okay.
The 2024 Jets have scored 177 points and thrown for 2,117 passing yards.
Oh, no.
So they do have 14 more passing yards and 1 more point.
Zach Wilson was
Is there
bad,
a breakdown
though.
of the points?
What do you mean?
Defense, special teams.
Oh, good point. He's calling you a Rossini.
That's, you know what? That's
calling
a fair
you a
point.
Rossini.
I don't have a breakdown of the points.
But the yards are very similar.
The yards are similar, but the points.
Well, there's 14 more. 14 more yards.
Yeah, 14 more
I know for a
yards.
fact the touchdowns are the Zach Wilson era was defense, special teams.
Okay,
defense touchdowns. The top 5 defense.
Memes. I got a question for you. It's a rollback question. RHOPACK.com. Promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Go to rollback.com right now. Promo code TAKE. I was wearing the sweatshirt this weekend in Oxford. Super, super comfortable clothes. Great joggers. Everything. Rollback.com. Promo code TAKE. Memes. The Jet season is fill in the blank.
It's over.
Okay. So we're good.
Yeah, we're good. It's over. We didn't even show up. Went out very, very sad.
Both of our seasons ended in Arizona.
Yeah, no, it's sad, and we only had 2 opportunities to even be in this game today, which is even sadder. It was a tackle that Ahmad Gardner couldn't make, and then the touchdown that Devontae Adams dropped, and that was it.
Memes, I have a question.
Yeah.
I want to take your side on something. What was the call for the illegal snap?
We had the sound off, so I'm guessing it was just an inadvertent whistle that the refs were just like, that's on us. But according to Gene Steratore, he said that the Jets were offside and we should have got called for it.
Got it. Memes, I got a question.
Yep.
I noticed you called him Ahmad Gardner.
Yeah,
You've stripped him of his sauce.
his name's gone.
You've stripped him of his sauce.
He's not good enough anymore.
Do you think that Ahmad Gardner, formerly known as Sauce Gardner, has maybe suffered from Henry Lockwood disease?
I knew this was coming.
I mean, it's true. Guy gets obsessed with golf so much, loses his powers at his job.
I think so, and the big contracts that were out there in preseason got to his head, being like, "Oh, I'm going to make this much money," and then
You think he got fat, happy, and complacent based on other people's contracts?
Yes, and the fact that he was all pro the first 2 seasons.
And what about the Henry Lockwood disease?
Men can't have hobbies anymore. It's sad.
Well, I mean, it's
He was
just
playing so much golf.
if golf gets in the way of your job, I think it's something like it would be
that
important.
hasn't gotten the way.
What, with Ahmad,
I'm still on
we're
the
talking
field.
about
You
don't play quarterback for the
We're
Jets.
talking about Ahmad Gardner.
They're on the field
We're not
every
talking
week.
about you.
They're showing up on the field every week.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about Ahmad Gardner.
He's playing every week.
Yeah.
Is he playing
not
well, though?
Well,
So is that the if you get obsessed with golf, all you gotta do is show up?
I don't see the correlation.
Well, he started playing poorly after he started playing golf.
Yeah. Similar to you
No.
started playing poorly after you started playing golf.
He could have played golf as much as he played golf, and there's probably people that play way more golf than he does. He just
Like you.
happened to share it on social media because he was trying to engage with the fans of his team.
Oh, so he's doing it for his job.
No, the mistake was posting about it.
Got it.
If you're going to have a hobby, never share it because people will just hold it against you for as long as you live.
Can you offer some tips to him on how to golf and not get caught golfing?
Just do what you do and enjoy it for yourself, and don't, bring other people in, 'cause even though you think it might be nice to share with people like what you enjoy doing, they're going to hold it against you in the future.
So maybe maybe stop updating all your rounds onto 18 birdies.
Do you think Ahmad Gardner ever went up to Robert Salah over the summer and was like, hey, do you need me for practice this afternoon?
Yeah, probably.
You think he messed up his hips? Are his hips as fluid as they were?
Oh, that's a good point.
I don't think his hips are as fluid.
I don't know what the issue is. I blame the coach.
The Jets are bad.
I blame the leadership.
The Jets are bad. Should Aaron Rodgers retire?
Is he going to?
I don't know. Should he?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. The Lions just won on a ridiculous.
Lions are invincible.
Two that
They
just
are.
snuck in.
That's crazy. You win a game, throw 5 interceptions. That must feel pretty good. Like, what a relief that is. Like getting away with a crime.
They played like dog shit. I mean, Jared had 5 interceptions. Mark of a really good team. All right, so should Aaron Rodgers retire?
I don't know.
Should he play for the rest of the season?
I think so. Well, if this is his last season, I'm done with everybody on the team, but he should just play it out. Yeah, he should retire. Just retire.
Wait, right now?
Not right now. And play out your last year. Have catch with your buddy Devontae.
Okay.
And that's it. And then get rid of everybody.
Get rid of everybody.
It'd be funny
The young guys.
if he retired during a game.
That would be the most Aaron Rodgers thing.
Yeah,
I could
very
see him
much.
doing it.
Yeah, he could retire on McAfee's show on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, memes. I mean, listen, you said it when we were talking about the Bears. We're the same.
The exact same.
I actually don't even, I don't know if we're behind you now or ahead of you because we have a quarterback, but he's been bad and probably ruined. So we still need, but you're going to get rid of Rodgers, then you're going to start a new quarterback. I don't even know where.
So history says for the Jets, we get rid of Aaron Rodgers. He goes to the Vikings.
Yeah.
We go to back-to-back AFC Championship games and then restart again.
Okay. That's, you'd trade for that.
I would trade for that in a second.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Hank?
What if we just do a trade?
What?
Caleb Williams, Aaron Rodgers. Fresh start for both.
I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's old, dude.
What
He
if-
had 1 completion over 10 air yards for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so how about this, memes? Season comes to an end. Rodgers says, please trade me to the Minnesota Vikings. I want to go out like Brett Favre did. And you trade him for Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's a free agent next year.
Okay, you bring in Sam Darnold.
No, I toyed with that idea to my friends. They told me to fuck off.
But you wanted it. You toyed with
For
it.
a second, but then today was just that's what he would be on the Jets.
But what if he came back and he was good, Sam?
He won't. He just won't. We need a coach. We need Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, so can we pull up Memes' tweets from the game? Because he was firing off. He was in his feels. I saw one where it was like, you should have just hired this. You should have just had this dickhead be the interim. And it was a picture of Nathaniel Hackett.
I actually don't hate that take.
Yeah.
Because
it would have just been easier.
Yeah.
It would have been so much easier. Let's see. All right,
Because
so here's
instead-
one. Hey, Kev, how was your weekend? And then it's Frank from Always Sunny just hanging by a rope with a Jets jersey on. Then the next one is should have just made this fucking idiot interim just so everyone could have hated him instead of Jeff. That's Nathaniel Hackett. That's just a retweet.
Of Bobby Boucher, of a Bobby Boucher parody account.
Wait, you have
It's a retweet from himself.
Oh, you have a burner?
Yeah, for videos.
Okay, so it says this is the worst Jets defensive performance of all time. Clean house, fire every single person, release every single guy on a 1-year deal. See what the Youngs got.
That's supposed to say young guys.
Youngs got and restart season over. Why? You didn't want to do that on your main?
No. Well, it's a meme account. You got to post a meme. I didn't have anything for that.
We had 3 drives. It was a meme, and then for Ahmad Gardner, he said, "Keep golfing, guy." That's brutal. Hank, you got to stand up for him. You got to stand up for Ahmad. I can't believe you took away the Sauce nickname.
Oh, then you got a model plane crashing.
Model plane just blowing up.
That's a Vigan. That's
a model jet.
That plane is a Vigan made by Saab.
You got.
Yeah, I nailed it.
Speaking fluent German, if you think we fucking me, and that was Shane. Hockley. All right, memes. Well, here's a stat. Most losses since the start of the 2017 season. Jets 86, Giants 85. That's crazy.
Joke of a city.
Holy
Whoa,
shit.
New York Liberty won.
171 losses since the start of 2017 between the two teams. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing that always fools you about the Giants. So the Giants, I would trade positions in a second with what the Giants
Two
have
Super
had.
Bowls? Yes.
Two Super Bowls, and then you go through, years and years of ass, but you still have those 2 Super Bowls against one of the most successful dynasties of all time. We'll wait to see if they are the most after the Chiefs. But I would trade that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, easily. But you're right. The Giants have fooled everyone because they won those 2 Super Bowls, and they're a historic franchise. They have been so ass for so long now. Yeah, it's Assville. It's Assville.
So what do you say that you should do with Sauce? Or excuse me, you don't call him Sauce anymore. You call him
Ahmad.
Gravy Gardner because he's from New Jersey.
For a second, I thought that was a different player.
Yeah.
No, that's him.
So what do you do?
He's got to earn his second contract. Got to get in the weight room. You got to break down film. You got to learn. Got to get better.
What about the simulator?
Simulator, you got to burn it to the ground.
Okay.
No golf. Put in your next contract. No golf. You get to watch golf.
He's actually a really good golfer, too. He learned and got really good really fast.
Yeah, no, he's sick.
So I guess he's not like Hank.
Or he could golf, just no streaming.
No streaming?
He had a moment over the summer where he was just on every single person's live stream.
Oh.
Like every single
Sounds like he's got hobbies.
Too many hobbies. Less hobbies. Football.
So even in the off season, no golf.
Just football.
All football all the time.
Yeah, we need an all-pro corner.
I do love the take though that he got bad because other cornerbacks got paid.
Yeah.
And he got pre-lazy.
Pocket watching.
He got
Yeah,
pre-lazy.
he was like, I'm going to make $100 million, but that's not the case anymore, so now you got to get back in the film room, no golf.
Pocket watching. Okay. Sunday Night Football. We just watched the end. I don't think I've ever seen his field goal be as close to hitting the upright and not hit the upright. The last two, I think.
The last two, yeah. And
Yeah.
they were on opposite sides. See, one right, one left.
That was, the Lions were down 16 and they had 5 interceptions. Jared was off all night and they win the game. Mark of a really good team. Also, I don't know what to make of the Texans because you shouldn't lose a game when you're up 16 at home and you have 5 interceptions.
No, it's going to look very bad for them. And in the first half, Jared Goff, there was something up about he didn't look comfortable. Obviously, they were hitting him a little bit. They were putting a lot of pressure on him. But sometimes even when he had clean pockets, he was throwing them into the ground, ducking away early on throws, something that he hasn't done all season.
Yeah, the Texans' defense is very good, and it felt like they made a very concerted effort to make Jared throw and try to bottle up the running game as much as they could, and they did a pretty good job doing it because the Lions only had 3.3 yards per carry, which is very low for a team like that. And it did feel like Jared had to throw a ton of times, and he was not good tonight, but win's a win. And the Lions team is just good.
I think it's good for the team that they won this way in a weird way. The fact that their defense got turnovers, their defense put them in a position where
their defense played well in the second half.
Their defense played really well when their offense was struggling. That's going to make things better going forward for that team.
That first half, C.J. Stroud was absolutely slinging the rock. It looked like everything was working. The Texans didn't score in the second half. They did not score a point. The Lions, I mean, we had the perfect coaching interview when Dan Campbell started the second half. It was like, we need to get a turnover. Boom, turnover. Unfortunately, Jared then threw a turnover back. But, yeah, their defense bucked up, and really good win for the Lions. And the Texans are going to win the AFC South because it's the AFC South. I don't know. Maybe when they get Nico Collins back, we can see what they look like. Did you like the jerseys, by the way? I did.
I did not like these.
Oh.
I actually like the Jaguars shell whites better than I like.
Oh, I like the candy apple helmets.
No,
they looked fast.
The battle red. Here's why I didn't like the battle red, Big Cat. Because it's against the Lions. I feel like you have to save those for an AFC opponent.
Yeah, maybe. I thought their first half was because of their jerseys.
Yeah.
Like they came out flying everywhere. And
I actually like the other ones, the dark ones.
Yeah.
That you didn't like. I like those on the Texans a little bit better.
The H-Town Blues.
The H-Town Blues.
The H-Town Blues. Yeah, the Lions are really good. I mean, let's do a quick. How many teams are you comfortable saying could win the Super Bowl right this second?
Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions.
Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, so let's start with NFC.
Okay.
Detroit Lions.
Yep. Philadelphia Eagles.
I think I'm going to say the Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
Why?
Why can't the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl?
They can make a playoff run. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. They're not
Why?
going to beat the Chiefs. They're not going to beat the Bills. They're not going to beat the Lions.
Why?
They don't have a good enough offense. They don't have a good enough defense. They don't have good enough coaching.
Where is the deficiency on offense and where is the deficiency on defense?
You're getting grilled.
Deficient. I'm just saying, in a matchup against the Lions.
Oh, wait. The running back, the running game, the receivers, their offensive line.
Jalen Hurts is dealing with an ankle. You got a quarterback that's hurt.
Hey, yes, at the training room.
Coaching matters
Yeah.
a lot.
I would say that's the deficiency of the
That-
Eagles. That is the deficiency. No, you can't say that, Max.
No, he's
You can't say that.
he's good.
You want to give him an extension?
I can't wait till Nick Sirianni does something stupid. We're going to be live streaming. We're doing a special Thursday Night Football Eagles Commanders in the PMT studio. I think Max will sit in my seat and I'll sit next to Hank on the couch. But you can't say anything bad about Nick Sirianni.
Nope.
Okay, so I'll throw the Eagles in there.
I said the Eagles. I fully believe that given what they have on their roster is definitely good enough to do it.
Yeah.
The
And
coaching,
Vic Fangio has completely changed this
yeah,
defense.
but Vic Fangio's boss. I don't know about him.
Any other teams in the NFC? I unfortunately think maybe the Packers.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I'm not putting them on my
if Jordan
list
Love
just
gets
yet.
healthy, I think they're going to be really good.
I think the 49ers.
Okay.
I could see the Bucs making a run. They could beat the Eagles.
They did. They killed you guys. He got you there. And then in the AFC, I think it's the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens,
Steelers.
Chargers.
No.
We put a future on them.
I think that they could win a playoff game.
Yeah, I think the Steelers. No, I don't think the Texans. I think the Steelers are in that group.
The Texans haven't looked as dominant this year ever as they did last year.
No, their offense has been their offense looked great in the first half, and then it went back to broken.
Yeah, what if the Jets get it all turned around though?
Oh, what if the Jets get a pickup of someone who's out there? What if the Jets sign Le'Veon Bell?
That'd be good. Dynamic.
Jets might not. Let's keep the Jets in there.
Yeah, Jets could still do it. Mm-hmm. They got Aaron freaking Rodgers.
They got Aaron freaking
Rodgers, man.
Aaron freaking Rodgers.
He chose them.
And I do feel like after week 10, it feels like the playoff picture on both AFC and NFC is now, so there's 7 playoff spots, obviously. I think it's definitely whittled down to 9 teams in the AFC. It cuts off at the Bengals. So Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, Browns, Titans, Raiders, Jaguars, all out. And I would say it's the same thing in the NFC, where it's, I guess maybe the Seahawks. But the Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Panthers, Giants, all out. We'll see about the Seahawks and Bucs.
Yeah, the NFC West is going to be just a rock fight between all 4 teams for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Okay, let's finish up with Who's Back of the Week. We are brought to you by our friends at Morgan & Morgan. We all know 2024 has been wild so far, so let's talk about something important. If you get injured by a person, place, or thing, you deserve to get paid. Life can be crazy sometimes, and one person negligence can result in another settlement. If you're in an accident, not calling a lawyer means you could be leaving money on the table. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and more than 1,000 lawyers. With over $20 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is so easy. Golfing and playing cornerback is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Putting together a successful organization in the NFL is hard. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/PMT or dial #law #529 from your cell phone. That's FOR thepeople.com/PMT or #law #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. Who's Back of the Week is also brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. No matter what happens between your favorite rivals this week, you've got a chance to win. Just go to the PMT Instagram. Tell us how you prepare for a rivalry game with Coors Light for an opportunity to win the Coors Light rivalry shirt. 5 winners will be selected every Saturday until 12/7. So remember, when rivalries get a little overheated, choose chill and keep things cool by reaching for the Mountain Cold Refreshment of Coors Light. Coors Light is a Mountain Cold Refreshment literally made to chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind. Even the biggest rivals agree when it's time to cool things down and enjoy the game. You choose chill and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/take, or you can find it pretty much anywhere they sell beer. That's CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Henry, who's back of the week?
My who's back of the week is Coach K.
Yeah.
This is mine too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
The Lakers struggling. There's been, some turmoil early on with their season. JJ Redick cussing out.
What's their record?
They're 5-4. They're about to be 6-4. They're beating the Trailblazers right now in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So LeBron tweeted on Sunday morning, "I just woke up from having a dream. I was playing for Duke for Coach K inside Cameron Indoor Stadium." That was the exclamation point. "It was insane in there. Told Coach K it was an honor to suit up for him, and he said the same thing back to me.
This is a dream.
He's such a legend." Then it turned right into a concert. Snoop and Dre were performers, and they was doing the song The Next Episode. The roof inside Cameron damn near came off. Ha ha. Then my alarm went off, and I woke up.
All right, so
I think this is LeBron wants Coach K as the coach of the Lakers and JJ out.
Yes.
Because it was a dream, Coach K, and it was about Duke, JJ's team.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a question, because when I read this, I thought a couple things. One, it sounds like he's dreaming about Coach K being his coach, obviously. Correct. 2, he also might be lying about the dream and then using the whole "I had a dream" thing to say what he wanted to say in real life, but do it under the pretense of explaining what his dream was.
Yes.
Which one do you think is worse for JJ Redick? If he actually had the
second
dream,
one,
or if he's lying about having a dream?
I think you can't control your subconscious. I think he's thought about it. Like JJ, he obviously pushed for JJ to be the coach, and then things have not started well. I think he's gonna ask for Coach K to come and be a mentor, not the head coach, but be a mentor on the side, like be one of JJ's assistant coaches.
He's going to force a mentor onto his boss.
Yes.
That's such a funny move.
I think it's going to happen. I think there's going to be a point in the season where maybe he won't sit on the sideline, but Coach K is definitely going to have to come visit and do like speeches and try to get the boys going.
Like Jeff Van Gundy, kind of. Like
right.
He's part of organizations and around the team.
He's actually an assistant coach now.
Right, but when he left ESPN, he was with the Celtics, but he wasn't an official assistant coach.
Yeah, he was a consultant like Doc, right?
Yeah, Doc.
Like Doc Rivers.
Currently with the Bucs.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's currently consulting with the Bucs. He's not head coaching them.
No, but that's
no, I know. I'm joking. They're bad.
That is literally what he did.
Yeah.
So what's maybe the biggest lie in this is when he told Coach K it was an honor to suit up for him, and he said the same thing back to me. Like they definitely kissed in the stream.
Yes.
And that's what he wrote instead of the kiss.
He probably was he was wearing a Duke jersey. He probably took
I also
it off.
don't even know what that means. Like, is that like a situation like when you're, getting on a flight and the lady at the counter says, "Hey, have a nice flight," and out of instinct you say, "Oh, you too." Like he said, "It's an honor to suit up for you, coach." And Coach K was like, "You too, LeBron. It's an honor to suit up for you."
Yeah, put the suit on.
Yeah, like that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, was he wearing the necktie and the jacket, or was he wearing the late model Coach K?
It's an honor to suit up as your coach. That's
he was wearing
crazy.
like a LeBron jersey.
Yeah.
And then the concert afterwards.
Only
Incredible.
LeBron. I mean,
That's also something, if you were making up a lie, like you throw in a little bit of an extra wrinkle to like throw people off the scent.
And also because he probably realized when he tweeted this out, he's like, that didn't really wrap up my story that well. I need to like include something else to make it a banger to go out. He's like, oh, also Snoop and Dre were there. And then the roof came off.
yeah. It's just very funny that he hand selected JJ Redick and we're 11 games in, and again, whether it's subconscious or he's just lying, he wants Coach K
Yeah.
so fast. Only LeBron.
I think maybe he had this dream a while ago,
Yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah.
And then he just brought it up now because he wants to put the screws to JJ a little
Yeah.
bit, make him feel the heat.
I'd
I
say
fully
that.
believe that LeBron had a dream where he thanked Coach K and then Coach K thanked him back.
Yes.
At some point.
That happened.
But I just don't think it was last night that it happened.
All right, so that was your who's back as
That
well?
was my who's back, yeah.
Okay, my who's back. I can't believe you didn't say this one, PFT. You actually might have. It might have been happening during Pup Punk, which I heard it was great. You got one more show, right?
We're playing on Friday, the 20th, LSU at Fred's.
Fred's is the best place
is
on
the
earth.
best,
Mark
yeah.
is the best guy on earth.
I can't wait.
Fucking.
We got a new throat goat.
What?
Yeah. So on Friday night, Selena Powell,
Yep.
who is she an adult entertainment actress? She tweeted, "All I'm saying is my throat the reason the Heat will beat the Nuggets tomorrow, y'all. Basketball games are more fun when you fuck the player before the game. LOL, go number 2." That's Terry Rozier. And I believe the Heat beat the Nuggets. Did they not? They didn't, but they covered. And Terry Rozier definitely went over his point total.
Correct.
I like that.
Yeah. So she tweeted that before the game, too. She was just like, hey, just so everyone knows, I fucked Terry Rozier last night, so he's going to be awesome.
It's such a short-sighted move on her part.
Why?
Because if you don't tell anybody about it, then you'll get repeat business.
Yeah,
and
true.
he'll tell his friends.
True. Oh, they did not cover, but Terry Rozier had over his points. He had 15 points. I think his
Selena
line was
Powell,
like 13 and a half.
Was the other woman on the No Jumper podcast.
Oh, so this is
AJ Today's.
okay. So she stole this from AJ Titties.
What do you mean?
The whole gig. She stole the whole concept.
Sucking down NBA players?
She stole the concept of publicly
It's a copycat
saying,
league.
I sucked off a basketball player. Before AJ Titties, nobody ever said that.
Yeah, but she was calling her shot, and she was right.
Yeah, she
AJ
was right.
Today's was just,
It was after the fact.
reminiscing.
It was
Yeah,
after the fact,
she
you're
did
right.
call her shot, and she was right.
All right, so respect to Miss Selena Powell. Is
Yeah.
it Miss or Mrs.?
Ms.
Lady?
Selena Powell?
Dr. Selena Powell?
Oh, also, we forgot to give our Uncrustables update. We came nowhere close.
And now we have 500 stale
Yeah.
Uncrustables.
Kind of a mistake by us.
I think we got through 200 Uncrustables.
200 in a week.
Here's where we went wrong. You got to either you're learning something from your mistakes or you're just treading water. We needed to order the Uncrustables in shipments that would come like every other day. Because
Yeah.
after about 3 days in the fridge, they started to get super stale, and then only the real diehards were still going for them.
And we have like a ton more in the freezer.
Turns out we don't have like massive athletes burning a shit ton of calories at our facility all day, every day.
Good point.
While also eating Uncrustables. Us just snacking on an Uncrustable or two a day is not equivalent to...
There was a couple days where I was full of Uncrustables. I was like, I've had too many. I had like 4 or 5, and I was like, this is gross. So yeah, we failed. We failed. So maybe we need to do this while also running like a mini training camp.
Or high.
We should next year. We should do our own training camp. get like a full trainer for like an entire week, do
Sounds
2
like
a days.
the worst idea you've ever had.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm starting to feel the weight of football season. I'm starting to
Also-
feel full all the time. I'm starting to take 3 shits a day, which is never good when you're like, when you fill the bowl fully 3 times a day, you're like, that's overeating. I ate too much.
Tom Brenneman.
Oh yeah,
he's back.
Memes, is that your just favorite moment of all time?
Yeah, I was waiting for it all day.
Yeah.
Well, it was noon, but
It was 11.
yeah, 11.
So
here.
was it Tom Brenneman was calling the
So
BC
you were-
game, and there was a player named Castellanos.
It's their quarterback.
It's their quarterback.
Yeah.
And he had to shout him out in the pregame, and he
He handled
acknowledged
it well.
He acknowledged it.
Memes, what time did you wake up on Saturday?
I was up early, like 7.
Oh, okay. So you had to wait 4 hours.
Yeah, I was fired up. It was.
Did you wake up
the main
like-
sound on my 4 TVs?
Did you wake up like a kid on Christmas, being like, "Today's the day"?
Yeah, I was fired up.
So you want to explain exactly what he said?
I think the video might be better, but he was just like, and Castellanos, and he gave a nod to the camera.
That's pretty good. He basically was giving a nod to you.
Yeah, he knew.
It was just that's memes.
Also, we didn't acknowledge it on Friday. We forgot to mention on Friday. We have to pay our respects to Ben.
Oh yeah. Wait,
That video.
did we miss it on Friday?
Yes.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
That video was one of the saddest things.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was.
I should have brought it up on Thursday night after the game was over, but what Kirk Herbstreit did calling the game on
Crazy.
Thursday night, actually, it takes an incredible amount of guts to do it. Like he had to be like the saddest person on earth.
Not only that on Thursday, but then playing that video on Saturday on game day, which was just an absolute tearjerker. Yeah.
And then he had to talk about it later on during
And he
the
had to
LSU
do, yeah, he
game.
had to do the game. Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, it
He's-
sucks. It sucks. I was thinking about Kirk when all that was going down. The one thing that somebody told me when Leroy passed away that actually like made things better is like at some point when you think about your dog, you will start to smile before you get sad, and you just have to work until you get to that point. And it'll be a good point once he gets there. But yeah, what Kirk did was like, I could never have done that.
There was an old Peter King column that he wrote when his dog passed away, and it was, I can't remember the exact line, but it was basically like the only way to not feel this pain is to never have a dog, and what a hollow life that would be. Like that's the only way to not feel, when your dog passes away, and it's the truth. Like the alternative is not having a dog, and no one wants that.
Yeah, Ben was a good boy.
Yeah. Good call, Max. Okay. We have Jack Pocket for the lottery ball machine. Feeling lucky? Well, get ready to try your luck with Jack Pocket, America's #1 lottery app. With Jack Pocket, you can order Powerball and Mega Millions tickets right on your phone. They even have official state lottery games. Every day there are millions up for grabs on your phone. New customers can get a free lottery ticket using code PMT. That's code PMT for a free Powerball or Mega Millions ticket. Don't wait. Download Jack Pocket now for your chance to win big. Good luck, and go use that code PMT for a free Powerball or Mega Millions ticket. Okay, numbers.
40.
11.
5.
3.
Oh, he's back.
99 Pug. 21.
73. 88. Patrick Kane.
The pool. Love you guys.